Hello, 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 hello. Hi, hi, howdy. How are we doing? Are we doing okay? It's another stream. It's time. Alucard, Can, Christopher Cat, hello. Welcome to the stream. Right at the beginning, right at the start, exactly. You made it. Deanna Vibes over on Twitch. Welcome, everybody. Now, for those on YouTube, don't worry. Your messages will show on stream momentarily. It's more just a case of Botrix, the add-on I essentially use to allow the chat to appear on screen. Takes a little while to catch up with YouTube. But that should be fine soon enough. For the time being. It'll just be me and you. It's fine, and then you'll be able to engage with everyone in a short while. Now, I have set up a new thing, but it's a big but, like pretty hefty but, right? I need someone to test it for me. So, do we have any willing volunteers over on the Twitch side? With some channel points. Is there anyone currently in the stream that has channel points? Because I can't test it myself. Or I can test it myself. But because I'm mod, I can essentially say all the words. Right? But I'll give a live demonstration as to what I'm talking about. I've got this feature set up. There we go. This.
LazyTeaStudios redeemed TTS and says hello everyone. I am the new feature.
Yeah, we got TTS working now on Twitch as a reward for the channel points. I just figured this out. It was a highly requested feature. But because I'm mod, I can say all the naughty words. I can say the poop words and the F-bombs. I can drop all them. And the TTS will say it. But there is moderation done on, like, the rest of chat. So I'm curious, if someone was to say... I won't say, because it's still pretty early on in the video, and I don't want YouTube to be... Ooh, he says bad things at the beginning of videos. But I think it should block out any words, or shouldn't say words that are naughty. Because of the auto moderation. But I can't test it. I need someone else. That's what I want to test. So Alucard, if you do have any channel points, what I'll do, if you're able to just jump onto Twitch and redeem it, what I'll do is I'll temporarily lower the cost for you. So you can just do it for free. And I give you permission to test the naughty word to see if it will play. Is that something you'll be able to do for me? Would you be willing? Are you a willing participant? Because if so, I'd love you forever. Plus you get to potentially say a naughty word on stream, and that's always funny. Or just anyone on the Twitch side. I need to put a little announcement out, actually. Come to think of it, on the old Discord, so people know that we're streaming. It's been absolutely crazy time to be alive lately. It's been really fun. I've really enjoyed the streaming aspect, or doing all these streams. It's just been so fun to me. But let me get this little thing. That sounds like fun, but what do you mean channel points? So I'm affiliate on Twitch now. So I get a bunch of groovy features. One of which is, as people in Twitch are just watching the stream, they'll accumulate channel points. And you can redeem those points for different rewards, such as unlocking emotes and getting me to do things on stream. Like I've got one where it's a hydrate, so you can redeem some of your channel points which you've got from just watching the stream. And you can tell me to take a sip. You can tell me to down my drink, and I will. I will take off my glasses and program for 5 minutes without glasses. That one's a pretty rough one. That's a hard boy. But one of them is now the text to speech. So by watching my stream and being, even just lurking, just having the stream open, you can redeem these points to get an automatic robot voice to say something to me and the whole stream. So it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. And it also unlocked subscriptions. So, and gifting subs. So kind of like subscribing or becoming a member on YouTube. You can pay a small amount and donate to me each month. That has been wildly successful thanks to a handful of members in the community gifting a crap ton of subs. A lot. Let's put it this way. Because of 2 members of the community, well, primarily 1, but because of 2 members of the community, I officially have more than a 50% subscription rate on my Twitch channel. That means for every 2 followers that I have, 1 of them is subscribed. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. It's also hilarious and funny. But like crazy. Crazy. But yeah, I guess we'll just wait a little bit. We'll be able to test the TTS at some point later down the line, so it should be okay. We now have TTS in exchange for channel points. Yeah. Let me just get this up and running, and then we can crack on with the stream where we're going to be doing a bit more work. I'm hoping to potentially get a couple more enemies made and a boss, or at least start working on the boss, and maybe a little bit of level design. It's going to be very basic level design, don't get me wrong, but level design nevertheless. So it should be pretty fun. It should be pretty fun. At Dynam. Yeah, there we go. Give this a little copy and we'll paste it. I just logged on and I don't have enough points yet. Okay, that's fine. I will just temporarily lower the cost of redeeming that for you so that you can do it. Give me 1 second and I will do that right now. So you can send a little generic message, but just include the naughty S word in there for me, just to see if it'll work. Edit. Okay, it should cost 1 point now. So if you want to give it a go when you're ready, you should be able to redeem it. If it's still showing us too much, just refresh the page and it should be all right. Ooh, this will be interesting. I wonder if this is going to work. I kind of hope it doesn't. I hope it doesn't say the word. Because I don't want people to be able to just spam swear words. Or anything bad. Because if it does say the word, I'm going to have to look into a new feature. A new way of doing this. But we'll see. We'll see.
The Void Walker 02 redeemed TTS and says this stream is the shit. I really enjoy your streams, bro.
Thank you very much, but oh no. It says the things. It says the words. All right, that's a not a good. That's a not a good. Oh, Ketchup, hello. And thank you very much for saying you enjoy my streams. That's very nice. That's not good. I need to add some lore enforcement to this. It went through. It did. We gotta change that. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put this back up to 750, just so we don't end up getting spammed of that. Where can I increase moderation? Moderation. There we go. Auto mod rule set. Block terms and phases. Am I gonna Google a list? Twitch list of words to ban. Here's a pretty complete. Okay, I'ma just copy that and paste that in there. Oh, do I have to do it individually? Oh, don't tell me that. Permitted terms and phrases, block terms and phrases, auto mod. This is why some filtering. Okay, let's just add like loads of filtering. Oh, swearing. Oh, swearing has no filtering. Okay, maximum filtering on that. And then we'll sit more filtering. We'll have a bunch of... Does it allow a CSV upload? What's a CSV upload? That's like a file type, right? But I have no idea, because what you do is you redeem the message and you just type the message. So, I mean, you're welcome to oh, for adding the words. I don't know. It was basically, it came, in fact, I'll show you. Or is it going to show all the naughty words? Because I don't really want them showing up on screen either. No, it's fine. What it does is this. You go into the auto mod and you basically select how much filtering you would like. So I'll set the profanity to maximum. This was on no filter, so that probably explains things. But now we've updated it, so I'm going to lower the cost again. I now give you, for the next minute, permission to redeem TTSs with swear words in to test it. Now, when I say swear words, I don't be throwing those N words or anything like that, just in case. But like your typical S words, B words, F words, give them a go. Just for the next minute, all right. But let me just decrease the channel reward cost. We'll give this a go. TTS. Exactly. No racism. We don't want anything discriminatory. We just want regular ass swear words. Just give me an F-bomb and give me an S-bomb. And we'll see.
What's Ketchup redeemed TTS and says fuck yeah?
Why? Why?
The Void Walker 02 redeemed TTS and says I can't use swear words anymore. This is bullshit.
So, right, it won't show it in the chat until I let it go through, but it will still say it. God damn it. Okay, we'll just deny those two. That's not good. That not good. Am I gonna have to like? Okay, let's bump that back up, so it's not an auto redeem. Right, there's got to be a way that I can just put a block on naughty words, right? Let me have a look. That's no good, man. Exactly. We don't want the bad words. It's one thing for it to show us in chat. It's another for it to be blasting out as a TTS. That's a real not good kind of vibes. What is it called? What is it called? I've got the link. Duplicate this. History. And it'll be this one. Okay. So there's got to be settings. Banned users. Word filter. Okay. General word filter but applied to anything text-to-speech bot responses. Perfect. I mean, I've just pasted all the words in there. Poop. Oh, do I really have to put them all individually? How many words do I get? Okay, there's not actually that many. Okay, well, that's a lot. Okay, this is going to be really unentertaining for a second. I'm just going to, like, Control-C and Control-V or a list of these, like, bad words. I'm doing it off-stream, though. I'm not pulling that up. So, what I'll do is, what can I put up that can entertain you? Like, for, like, 10 seconds, or for, like, a minute, realistically, while I put this in. So, list of Twitch words to ban. Yeah. Is it S? Yes, it is. Okay. So now I'll pull this out. There we go. Alright, I will be but a moment. This is just
What's Ketchup redeemed TTS and says my sprinkler goes like this. Comes back like.
That's a good one. Okay, that's quite funny. That's quite good. There must be a way to import. What's the TTS you're using? It's I'm using one. It's made by Creaty. Yeah, the issue is that I have to add words individually, so it's kind of like a poop. It's kind of not good, but at the same time, at least I'll be able to, at least it, you know, for the most part, shouldn't be too bad. At least for the time being, you know. At least for the time being, this will work. Until I figure out a different way around this. I'm only on B. There are so many B swear words. What the hell? All of these. Like, you'd think they would, like, on it something TTS based. You think they would put some kind of, like, just checkbox to be like, don't say these words, but Jesus. Is it bad that I, like, know all these words? Does this make me a bad person that I just, like, I've at least heard all of these words before? Jesus. Yeah, these are, like, I do not want Brian. And Brian, for context, is the name of the AI that says the words. I do not want him saying any of these. Oh, I found some that I don't know. I don't say them because I don't know what they mean. They're probably going to be really bad. Oh, we've got the F-bomb. There we go. It should no longer say the F-bomb. Jesus, some of these are actually quite funny. Like, some of them aren't even, like, bad. They're just, like, mean things to say to someone, but, like, some of these that it's telling me to ban are like, okay, that doesn't sound like that much of an insult, but apparently it is. I guess it depends where you're from as well. Like, certain words will be much harder, will be much harsher in certain places in the world. Like, the see you next Tuesday word. That has a lot more emphasis in the US compared to the UK, for example. Like, that's just... See you next Tuesday is a pretty day-to-day word that you would use to describe management in the workplace. Pretty on a casual Tuesday as well. Whereas in America, it carries a lot more weight. You know? I swear, if I get to the end of this and it either just doesn't save or, like, it turns out there was a much easier way, I'm gonna be so upset. So upset. I'm on to Q though. I've not got many more. I've got about 12 more words to ban. And at least it's not gonna be foolproof. Don't get me wrong. But it will do the job, at least, you know. It'll do the job. Sorry, I can't actually see chat at the moment, so if anyone's messaging, I do apologize. I will start reading chat again in uno momento. God, I'm learning all sorts of words here. This is mad. Okay, there we go. Okay. We have now completed all of that. That was so many bad, naughty words. Blimey. Blimey. Okay, pull this up. Let's have a look. Let's catch up with everybody. Now that I'm in the chat again. Now I'm in the chat. By the way, does my micro sound... Does my micro sound... Microphone okay? Mm-hmm. But does my microphone sound a little bit better than usual? Because what I've done is I've put it a bit further away. So it's like, it's off screen. So you don't get the weird, like, microphone in your face. But because it's a shotgun mic, in theory, it should pick up better from a distance. But yeah. For a while. Yeah, okay. This message is only for my streak. I'm going to try recording my devlog again. No worries, Dynam. Hello, welcome. I wish you the best of luck. And in Australia, they use it as a good term. Yeah, exactly. Australia used to see you next Tuesday word as a term of endearing. It's, you know? But yeah, okay. So we've added some filters. So let's do a quick little check. Okay, all the words did in fact save. There. Okay. I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna lower the cost of the TTS. Could someone put the S word in for me, because that is one of the banned words. There we go. So if you just give me a little S bomb with a little message if you feel like it. It is a free TTS essentially. And let's see if this works.
What's Ketchup redeemed TTS and says, "Can you guys hear that helicopter?"
Yes! It worked. It just didn't say it. There we go. I'll allow that. I'll allow that to appear on screen. And it didn't do the spam on the at. Yes. Yes. Oh, add permitted term. Oh, I don't want that to be permitted. Oops. How do I ban that? /add. Add underscore blocked underscore tab. Underscore blocked. Oh, hello, Fox. Hello, Games. Hello and welcome. This is probably not the most entertaining stream right now, so I don't know why you followed, but welcome anyway, and I appreciate you being here. We're we're going to be doing some game dev in uno momento, but we're trying to fix the TTS to not say naughty words, because naughty words are not good when I have no control over how and when they're said, and they could be said at any given time. Honestly, in an ideal world, what I'd be able to do, and what I will ultimately probably try and figure out how to do, is how to figure out and set it up such that I can, like, basically allow... I choose when they are played, essentially. I get a list kind of up, and I can just play them as and when. and do it that way instead. But yeah, best of luck with the TTS. Thank you. I think I've just re-updated it, so it should be at its regular old cost now. There's gotta be a way. Skip reward request queues if enabled. Only future viewer requests will skip the queue for review. No. It's a shame there isn't a way for me to like allow them to go through. You know, like there should be certain ones that I have to like approve before it plays and all that kind of jazz. But it is what it is. There's gonna be a way to do it, but it is what it is. Alrighty, well that's all set up. It's working, so it might just be time to do a little bit of game dev. How about that? How about that, everybody? Now, in the last stream, I should say, we got this working. So we got the post-processing, so everything glows ever so slightly. Okay, and now we've got the shooting enemies as well. So they're going to come along every now and again, and they will shoot. Now, there was a bit of an issue. Oh, God, I caught a bullet there. Where the shooting enemies would only shoot when I shot. And I discovered the reason for that was a rather silly bug where the bullets themselves had a layer of player, or were tagged as a player as well. So whenever a bullet basically flew in front of one of the shooting enemies, it would basically act as if I had moved in front of them, and it would then shoot. It would try to shoot the bullet. Oh Jesus! Yeah, this is gonna get like overwhelming very quickly. I'm kind of game for it. But this looks pretty cool. I really like how it kind of does look. I don't know how it will appear on stream, because at least on my side it looks a lot worse than it does on my screen. Like with the layering kind of going on. I don't know how it's going to look on your side, but for me it's a lot more of a subtle effect. But because it's being recorded, that might kind of be why it's looking a bit groovy on the screen for you guys. But yeah. It looks okay, actually. Okay, fair enough. Just because on OBS for me, I'll show you what it looks like on OBS. It looks like this. Like the particles themselves, when you compare them, are a lot bigger. So I didn't know if it would do the same. Yeah, I think it's selling the effect really well. Oh, cool. Ultimately, we are as well. I need to figure out how to actually lock it. We're going to be making this game be Windows only, or windowed only. It's going to be a pop-up itself, and it will be in this aspect. It will be in a 4:5 aspect ratio. We'll probably allow you to stretch it if you want to, but to really sell the old school kind of vibes, we really want it to be this kind of size. So let me see if I'm actually able to build it like that, because I can't remember if we did. Save. And while we're doing that, I'm gonna pull up my old Notion page, get off my private personal one. I don't want you seeing my personal goals and all that. They're a bit cringy. Can't have the cringe going. Just a guy. Hello, welcome to the stream. Hello. So if you're new here, this is my groovy Notion page for the Daisy game. Daisy? Why Daisy, you ask? Well, Danum Studio and LazyTeaStudios makes Daisy. It's a hybrid of our names. How cool is that? Yeah, it's not like on stream, at least 1080. Okay, interesting. But yeah, we've got this cool funky thing, which basically allows me to, it's basically Trello, but extra spicy, and with certain automations in place. So say, for example, I move this one over to done, and I go back to the Daisy page, it automatically updates on the thing saying how much of everything's done and how much is complete, and it takes the task away because I'm hiding anything incomplete. So this bottom one will show all tasks that are components of the individual to-dos. Whereas the to-dos, you'll have to go and you'll be able to see the individual task. You can add little You can add little things going on. And one thing I need to do for the enemies is update movement. Update the movement AI such that it collides, or such that they rotate quicker when about to collide with... I can type terrain. I don't know how to spell terrain. Is that right? Yeah, there we go. Rotate. Rotate. There we go. So I've added that little to do. You know what? I'm gonna add a little icon, and we're gonna have this be a wheel. Is there a wheel? Yes, there is. Look at that, groovy. So I can come along, and I can say that this is now in progress. And when we go to Daisy, you'll see that it's here. It's over in progress, and this will be a list of all the different components. So I also add one for level design. Design. There we go. This will just load up ever so slightly. And hello, it's a Mogo. Hello, hello, hello. How are you doing today? What is new? We've also, Mogo, we've got new TTS points down below. There's a text-to-speech channel reward now. So you can say stuff to us. It's Trello with extra steps, essentially. But I'm a bit OCD when it comes to, like, management and, like, productivity and that kind of stuff. And it's overkill for this project. But the reason I did it for this was so that I can basically apply what I've made here to my main project, where having this much control and this much of an ability to break things down is going to be really, really useful. I've essentially made it, yeah. It's overkill for this project, but it's going to be really useful for my main one. And I don't have to make multiple different systems. So yeah. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Level design, we'll add a mountain. We'll add a mountain range for that one. Plus, it also looks cool. And for me, things have to look cool for me to want to, like, engage with them. That's why one of the first things I do when I'm making games, I don't, like, fully polish, like, the game at the beginning, but I will add some kind of art because it motivates me to work on it more, you know? I know that sounds really stupid, but it does. We should come in here and make this a skull as well. And this productivity, this Trello board, looking cool and having all these visual update bits, it makes me want to engage with it more. So you can see here, we've got a task of all the tasks. We can see which kind of main to-do they belong to. If I come in here and I'll create a little new to-do. And I'll call this create tutorial border. Border. There we go. Lines. Yes. So that's on there. When I go here, we can see that there's one incomplete task within level design. Everything shows here. We can see where everything syncs up. But to be fair, this is more just an overview of it. I don't typically need to see that. But it's just a good way to break down things.
TTS and says I can confirm TTS works.
Hell yes. Yeah, we had a whole thing going on earlier in the stream where we had to stop TTS from saying the naughty words, because it would block them in chat, but it would save them with the TTS. So we've fixed it now though. So yeah, we're not gonna allow it to do that anymore. So yeah. Harry, hello, welcome to the stream. First time chatter, welcome. What's up, bro? Many things. We're having a good time. It's gonna be a good stream today. I can feel it in my bones. We don't have to do post-processing. So we're gonna actually make progress today. It's gonna be epic. Samvan, welcome as well. Hello. Are there people doing art, music, and all that kind of stuff, I guess? I mean, it's just diamond... Yeah, you get me, bro. You get me. My brain just broke for a second there. I do apologize. Let me just reboot. Cool. Moving on. Yeah. I've lost my train of thought completely. Epic streamer moment. I'm a professional, guys. I swear. For this project, it's just Dynam and myself. Dynam's doing the art and narrative and that kind of stuff, and I'm doing more of the design work, actually designing the levels and doing the programming for the game aspect. Dynam's going to make all the UI bits and bobs, make the narrative, and then we're going to be doing some voice acting and stuff. Yeah, there's going to be a whole story for this game. Like, it's not just a space shooter. Like, you are an antivirus AI, and you are fighting a piece of malware, which is also an AI, and you're trying to stop it from spreading. So Dynam's going to be the voice actor for either the antivirus or the malware, and I'll be the voice actor for the other one, essentially. It should be pretty cool. Is Amber's Tale solo dev, or are there others working on it? So I am working on the project with a couple of other people, but there's kind of an asterisk there. I am the main point of... I am doing the majority of the work. So I am doing all the level design, programming, design, most things. The only things I don't do in Amber's Tale are the bits that I'm crap at, like art. So, like, I can take pieces of individual components and put them together in a scene to make them look good. I'm okay at that. But when it comes to actually creating the art, it's not my strong suit. I can do it, but why should I do it when other people can just do it better than me? So I'm working with two artists, Hannah and PenUSB Mike, or PenUSB Mic. I don't know how they go. I think it's just PenUSB Mike. Both of which, if you're on the YouTube side, there should be links to their Instagram accounts for both of them in the description of the live stream. So go check that out if you're interested in seeing their work. Really incredible artists. And then for the music and sound effects, I'm working with the Millen brothers, who are two brothers from Argentina. And they make some incredible music. And yeah, is there a Russian needed with the voice acting? No, I don't think so. I feel like it's just going to be like Dynam and I just kind of like casually chatting and maybe adding a bit of like voice modulation, that kind of stuff going on. I think that's going to be the vibes. I think that's going to be the go-to vibes. But it's going to be, yeah, it's going to be a thingy. So is this going to be a big game? I mean, this game itself, probably not all that big. Oh, it actually built properly. So yeah, this is how it's going to look when we go. So this is some of the stuff Dynam's done. So this is kind of where all the you're going to be clicking on things and the antivirus is going to pop up. And this is the main menu. So you'll be able to go into the file and change your settings and that kind of stuff. But then the virus is going to pop up. You'll have to move out and close out all these windows, and then it's going to take you into the game. And the whole point of the shooter game is it's like a render of what's going on in the actual system, and you're going to be attacking and killing the malware itself to prevent it from spreading to the rest of your computer, because the theme for the game jam is it's spreading. Yeah, well, we're gonna stop it from spreading. So yeah, that's gonna be that. And then yeah, you're gonna come along, there'll be some narrative, blah blah blah. Dynam's got a bit of a storyboard, and you're gonna come along, and this is all virus stuff. We're gonna kill it, and there's gonna be a few different bosses, and they're all gonna have each different boss is gonna have some little hat tips. Tip of the hat, a bit of a nod to certain old school retro games like Pong, Breakout, and what was the other one? Space Invaders. So the boss mechanics are going to be based around those old arcade games, which is why we've got it looking like this. So there's a lot of like interconnecting, mingly things. Scope creep isn't an issue, I swear. I promise. It's not. Yeah, it's a totally legitimately balanced and totally not out of scope project. Yep. I'm trying to convince myself here. Art and Amber's Tale is gorgeous. Send my praise. I will send that on. You can do it yourself if you wanted to reach out on the old Discord server. If you are in fact on the Discord server, I do believe you are. But you can at artist. Yeah, there we go. You can do. There we go. at Amber's Tile Artists, and then Pen USB Mike and Hannah are both tagged that, so you can send praise that way. And at Amber's Tile Composers will notify the Millen Brothers and their various accounts if you wanted to send them praise. So go ahead, say hello, hello, Sam Van. There we go. Look at you. You're on the stream again, Sam Van. Look at that. Look at that. Is the malware character basis? Basis? I am confused. What is the malware character basis? Please elaborate. I'm a bit confuddled. But while we're doing that, do you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna pause. I'm gonna pause Spotify. I'm gonna play a little bit of the Amber's Tale soundtrack for you all. How about that? Yeah, so you'll be able to hear the stuff. Music. All right. What do we want to hear first? Do you want to hear the main kind of zone soundtrack? So the zone for the first area within Amber's Tile. For those who don't know as well, does anyone know has anyone not actually seen my main project? Is anyone confused? Based? Right. Okay, listen. I am like the most uncultured, what does it mean to be based? Is based what? Boomer moment right now, right? I don't understand these things, right? What does it mean to be based? Because Mogo, I'm confused. I am very confused. Record the stream, lads. Looks cool so far. How long is this game jam? It's a 2-week game jam. The jam is a 2-week jam, and we're approaching the end of the week. We're approaching the end of the first week. It's Friday. It started, so yeah. It basically kind of means cool, I guess. Okay. I don't know. Dynam is writing the scripts for that kind of stuff, so you'll have to ask Dynam if they are in fact based. You'll have to ask Dynam. Because I've got no participation in the writing of it. But here, what am I going to do? I'm going to pull this on the screen here. In fact, no, what I won't. I'm going to play... Where is it? Shadow Woodgrove ambient soundtrack. Can you all hear this? This. So just for context, this is the main soundtrack for the first zone in Amber's Tale. And I guess what I'll do, for those of you who haven't seen my game, so don't know contextually what it looks like, I'll load it up for you. I'll provide a bit of context as to what's going on. Because I feel like there's a few people who haven't actually seen Amber's Tale. It's a metroidvania with a few twists and turns. Going to be excessively non-linear. Very non-linear. And I know all Metroidvanias claim to be that, but mine is like, you choose where you want to go, very much in the order you want to do it. But there's some twists and turns. A word used when you agree with something, or when you want to recognize someone for being themselves, i.e., courageous and unique, or not caring what others think, especially common in online political slang. Is that based? I presume that's a definition for based. Again, I would hope they're cool. I would hope they're funny. But 2 autistic people are writing this. So, you know, it can only be so haha, and it may end up just being more hee-hee. It might be more hee-hee funny than haha funny, so we'll just have to wait and see. Jetpack confirmed for Amber's Tale. I mean, if you just double jump enough, are you not just poofing out of the back like a jetpack? I mean, tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. All right. Let me get rid of zone. Let me remove that. Let me remove that. I'm also gonna, you know, instead of removing that, why didn't I just load up scene 1? I mean, that would have been the smart thing to do. All right. I'm gonna run around the level while the music's playing and give you a sense of what Amber's Tower will be like. It's been a while since I've actually loaded up the project. Been a while. Whoa, hello. There is also a day-night cycle, which is why you can see the background changing very quickly. Whoop. And it's just a vibe, you know? Kind of pixel arty, kind of not. Yeah, this is what we've got going so far. And there is a new zone as well that I made somewhat recently, which is here in the hidden room. It's the caves. Look at that. We've got caves. They're not finished, so don't judge it just yet. It's yeah. This is all the level design we've done so far. I've planned out more, but it's not too bad. It's not too bad. We've got, yeah, it's all, yeah, a sneak preview into what the next areas are going to look like. Random issues with the lighting. We love that. Snot, hello, welcome. Milks as well, hi guy, what's up? Just kind of showing some people what Amber's Tale is, my main project, just to provide a bit of context. And the background music, it's from the soundtrack for the game, so I love this bit. I'm gonna just be quiet. I'm just gonna be quiet. Okay. Mogo! I said I'd be quiet, so I was like, okay, I'll just be quiet. And then Mogo gifts a sub. Thank you, Mogo. And congratulations, Snot. You now have a gifted sub, courtesy of this mad lad that is just always just throwing money. Thank you. Thank you very much, Mogo. Appreciate you. Can we access the soundtrack? Not just yet. I have got plans to put it on YouTube. Make a bit of a playlist at some point. It's not going to happen in the immediate future, but it will eventually be on the old YouTubes. What I'll do, there is one other soundtrack that is, or there's a couple different soundtracks that are finished. This is the soundtrack for the boss. So the boss, I don't really have it working currently. I only have it. Oh, let me. Did I just do a bad? I think I just did a bad. Copyright free. I mean, yeah. I mean, it's my soundtrack, so you know, I technically have some of the rights to it, along with the Millen brothers, but they're completely fine with me playing it and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I'm completely fine to play all this because it's the Amber's Tale soundtrack. I have the permission to be playing this. It's one of the good things. Once we've got more of a soundtrack, like completely done, I'll just end up, instead of playing lo-fi, I'll just play the Amber's Tale soundtrack on streams. That'd be pretty sick. But this is the introduction, or the soundtrack for the first boss, which is, they're a big boy. They are. Can I just close you? Why you no work? I know I tried to close you down while you know, you were playing, and that's on me. That was a bad. But like, please work now. God damn it. Close. I have to do the old Unity editor. End task. There we go. Right, can I move you? Yeah, sick. Back to this game. This is the soundtrack for the Corrupt Colossal, which is the first boss, or the first main boss, I should preface. There is going to be a mini boss that you will encounter in the demo before this main boss, but this is the soundtrack for the Colossal. I've listened to this way too much. Okay, it kind of just repeats and loops from that point. It's all kind of the same. But can we buy the soundtrack on Steam when the game comes out? Yes, that will be a thing. And any money put towards the actual soundtrack when it does release on Steam, all of that is going to go to the Millen Brothers. All of that. I will be taking 0% cut of the soundtrack purchase on Steam. Every single penny spent on the soundtrack separately is going to go to the composers. Because it should. They wrote the music. They're incredibly talented. For context, they've done this. They've composed all this music just out of pure passion for the project. Because I don't have the capability at the moment to pay them. They have done all this essentially right now for free. Obviously, as soon as I get funding, I will be paying them retroactively, but they have done everything they have contributed has been done just out of pure passion for the project, and I am extremely privileged to know them because they are too as well. Not only are they just like extremely talented, they are two of the nicest guys you will ever meet. Like I love them both. They are such a vibe. They are so wholesome. I love them. They're just great people. But yeah. Does the game come with a high-resolution wallpapers, though? That's the real question. I do want to. I do want to get some proper wallpapers done, all that kind of stuff. Obviously, it's not something that's kind of the main priority at the moment because the game is still very early in its development. But there are a couple of kind of caveats. So when I first released the Kickstarter for the game, which was... It was May last year. I'll go with the music playing again. Let's put the other soundtrack on. So this is, for context, this is the main menu. This is the main menu music. For context, when I first released the Kickstarter, it was just out of university. I wasn't expecting it to do well at all because I just kind of released it on a whim. Obviously it failed, naturally, but I did want to have certain art and all that kind of created so we can distribute it to backers. Now, a Kickstarter is something I might do again. I'm kind of up in the air because I might release a Kickstarter. If I genuinely believe that I could get the funding, I would release a Kickstarter. But it may be a case of looking at going to publishers for funding instead, or just bootstrapping it. But bootstrapping it means I still have to work a full-time job on the side, which means it will take longer. So it's kind of like there are pros and cons to kind of every single approach. It's yeah, like we'll see. But if I was to do another Kickstarter, for example, I'd probably release some artwork to go along with it as well. Opposure is hard. Finding someone to produce them reliably is sketch. I mean, I work with Hannah. Hannah does absolutely incredible art, and she's one of the artists for the game. Instagram. What I will do, I'll pull up Hannah's profile, and you'll be able to see the kind of stuff. Ironically enough, okay, right. I've just opened Instagram, and she is literally the first post that's on here. Like this is Hannah. This is the artist for Amber's Tale. If you haven't already, go follow them. Fliegevogel. This is the artist. They would be more than capable of making artwork and sketches for kind of backgrounds and that kind of stuff. Yeah, you can see some of their character designs here. This right here is how I came across Hannah. She entered. I hosted a Draw It in Your Style competition, and yeah, she entered. She won, and I loved the work so much that she did that I was just like, yeah, can we work together? And she thankfully said yes. She said yes. So it's been epic. I got a gifted sub too. I saw that, but I didn't really use Twitch. Yeah, exactly. Mogo, I just want to provide a bit of context here. More than 50% of my followers have subs now. And it's kind of because of you. I have a 50% subscriber rate to followers. That's crazy. I should try to get OTV Asmongold to produce the game. That'd be pretty hype. I did actually send off an application to them, but again, it's still very early stages, so anything I send off is going to be kind of like lackluster, for want of a better word. However, that's why I'm focusing on getting this demo completed. So essentially, hopefully, by May, which is when I'm hoping to have at least the vast majority of the actual demo done, I will have enough of a game that I can start actually sending it to publishers or releasing under the Kickstarter, depending on whether I believe I'll be able to raise the actual amount of money. So, yeah, essentially May, June, kind of Q2, Q3 of this year is when I'm hoping to release a full playable demo, and that's when I'll be able to actually have a full-on pitch deck ready to start sending off. So basically, by the end of this year, my goal is to have some kind of dedicated funding in place for the game. So at least, even if I can't work on it full time, I can pay the artists and composers a wage or salary or an amount of money for them to be working on their contributions. Because I don't mind bootstrapping it, but the priority is paying everyone else first, you know? Because they're doing it out of the goodness of their own heart, and they deserve so much, so much. How's the jam? The jam's going well. We've I say well, we spent an entire 3-hour stream yesterday trying to figure out how the hell to get post-processing to work. We have it now, but the goal for today is going to be to make one additional enemy, adjust the enemy movement script such that when they come in collision with the environment, they turn around and they don't actually end up, you know, killing you, or they don't end up like just wandering around, and also just setting up a dedicated spawner such that they will spawn from certain places. You can destroy the spawner to essentially stop the waves. Essentially, that's the goal for today. If we have time, maybe start on a bit of a boss kind of mechanic. But yeah, that's where we're up to with the game. And Cool Squirtle, hello, welcome to the stream. So yeah, sounds like a Kickstarter reward or potentially. Yeah, exactly. But I really want to have a lot of like artwork, music, all that kind of stuff for the game. It would be really, really cool. It's definitely a goal. Because honestly, to be perfect, I want an animated background for my desktop right now. Like, unironically, I really want that. Just to kind of represent the game more, because like I think it looks cool. I think it's a cool looking game. I just want to be able to like look at it in with a bit more context other than like in game while I'm working on it. So yeah, that's the goal. All right, so let's pull up the Notion board. What do we need to do for the Notion board? The first point of call, right? We're going to, I guess it's kind of related to this. So we're going to make a tutorial border. So let's move that to in progress. That's what we're going to start right now. And for this, we're literally using a sprite shape. So we can literally come along and just add points and do this. So we're just going to make a very, very basic straight line area. All right. So this is going to come along and it's going to introduce you to the different mechanics of the game. Now, I'm not going to go into the nitty gritty and actually full on set it up such that it's working in the context of the game. But this will be a nice little area that I'll be able to use in order to essentially see how things are going to look contextually. So what I'll do, I'll come along, I'll bring this up over this way a little bit, just so I've got a bit more space to work with. Like so. Just so we've got a little bit of an arena in there. And then I can come along and just kind of do this. This should be fine. Whoa, over there. There we go. And does it matter if these overlap at all, I wonder? Is that going to be a thing that breaks things? It looks like it probably will. Amazing. Let me just raise the player up ever so slightly, just so we can have a gander. Up here until we see the border. There we go. Yes, it does in fact, can confirm, it does break it. Epic. So we have to be careful with that. I mean, it shouldn't be too big of a deal because we can just have this and then we can just add an additional shape where we can just add a 2D object, sprite, square, and where's that spawned? Down there. Okay. We can move this up to the top. Color it such that it looks the same as this, and then just make it bigger. And just overlap it that way. That way, we get a cool little... There we go. I mean, they've got little lines and stuff, but it's fine. We can just order and layer a little bit more. So this needs to be on environment action. There we go. Flush. Perfect. There we go. That's nice little workaround. Look at that. Happy days. So now we have at least a little bit of an arena, and I actually feel like this is a smidge too big. Actually, this is just a smidge too big. So we'll bring this in a little bit. Bring this down. We just want a little bit of an open space so we can actually like just fight things a bit better. There we go. That'll do for now. And then we'll come along and we'll just move this there. There we go. Okay, so now we've got an area. Area we can actually like play around in. Let's bring you down as well. So the player will start down here and then work the way up. There'll be some little bits. And this is basically where we'll tutorialize everything. Epic stuff. Happy days. Loving life. Okay. Now, what do we need? So first of all, need to leave this. Honestly, it's probably still a bit too big, but we can worry about that. This, I want to actually test something. So I want to duplicate it. I want to make the color lighter. I want to set it such that it is behind, and I want to make this 1.2. Okay, that didn't work. No, I need it to be smaller. 0.8. No, that's not going to work. Okay, that's fine. What I'll do then, I'll just come along. I can just do this, roughly. Bring everything out, just so everything's got a bit of a border on it. Doesn't have to be perfect. Doesn't have to be perfect. But it's enough, just to add a little bit of contact. And we'll just see what this looks like design-wise. Like, does it look like trash? Because again, there's probably an easier way. I can probably add a shader or something to this to make it work. But I just want to see how it's going to end up looking. So let's click on this. Each have a gander. I think the lighter kind of area looks all right. Yeah, I mean this is a big zone. I think this is probably a little bit too. Oh, that needs to be fixed. What's going on there? Oh yeah, it's because all of this needs to be like that. Okay, that's something we can fix later. We don't need to worry about it all too much. Okay. So what we're gonna do? We're gonna come in, and we're gonna make all this just a little bit smaller. There we go. Because it is, yeah, it's massive. It's massive. Bring it down there. There we go. That's probably a bit of a more reasonable size, don't you think? Probably a little bit better. Alright. So one thing that we're going to need, first of all, we need the player to collide with it. We don't want the player bumping into it. So the first thing I'll do, come along, and on this one, which is, well, to be fair, I should probably like attach that like so, I guess. I mean, that works. We're going to call this highlight. We're going to add a collider to this, and it needs to be a polygon collider. There we go. It's a Mogo. I feel like the edges of most obstacles and walls should be the same color as the assets that the main menu, so it feels like you're in it. Yeah, true. Kind of got that blue kind of vibe to it. That's a very good point, actually. Let me see if I can find... I mean, it's basically the color of the player, isn't it? So let's grab that. Well, that looks pretty cool, actually. But the issue with that is because it's lighter, it's gonna glow with the post-processing. And when the enemies come along, I don't know if it's gonna... Oh, no, that looks okay. I mean, this looks kind of cool, actually. That in itself actually already looks pretty cool. Would you not say? Because it's kind of like, yeah, as you say, we're in the computer itself. And having that kind of blue. What do we think of this? With that blue kind of border. I'm actually a fan. I'm a fan. I mean, you can make it more blue. Like that. Or even purple. Purple could be a vibe because it's like a mix of the two. But I quite like this. Kind of like so. I like that. Yeah, I think this is much better as well. This is cool. This is very cool. I mean, I quite like this. It's kind of like the Discord kind of colors. I like it. Alright, we'll get rid of the triangle. Screw that triangle specifically. We'll come in here. The enemy can go. Alright. So now it's got a polygon collider on it. So in theory, yeah, we cannot collide anymore. Good. That is what we wanted. We can no longer collide with the edges. Now we need to make it so the enemies can't as well. And that's easier said than done. Because, let's get rid of that wave manager. And what we'll do, we'll just bring a bunch of these in. A bunch of these enemies. Alright? Because the enemies have a certain trajectory. We basically need to send out an additional raycast from the enemy to detect if it's like going to collide. So a raycast that's maybe about like this long, and to detect the environment. And if it does, we basically want it to turn quicker, so it can turn towards the player quicker, because the enemies always try to go towards the player, but they have a slow turning like speed, but that speed can make it such that it like goes like this. We don't want that. So if they're about to collide with the terrain, make it that they can turn a lot quicker, so it just avoids it completely. That's going to be our solution. That's going to be our solution to that. Hello Twitch chat. Hello Samvan. I think the main menu is slightly green. No, it's definitely blue. Unless Dynam's changed it. Let me have a look. Scenes, desktop, save. Yeah, it's definitely the same color. Similar. I mean, what I can do, I can literally do, I'll come in, I'll select the color. What I'll do is I'll save this as a swatch. There we go. And then I can just undo that. And then I'll come into the ship controller, click on this, and I will literally make it the exact same color. So it's a bit brighter, but now this is the exact same color as the there we go. Well, it's exactly the same color as the player. That's pretty cool, actually. I really like that. The fact it all matches. Mogo, genius. Absolute genius is what you are. There we go. Alright, so that fixes that. Maybe even you could change it according to the difficulty. We're going to be changing it in accordance to the narrative. Because there are certain narrative aspects that I'm not going to divulge until Dynamis sussed it all out, because it's, you know, it could change. But there there will be situations where the the color changing may be called upon to this orange. So we'll have to wait and see on that one. We'll have to wait and see. But as you can see, I'll see if I can showcase the issue that we've got with the enemy movement. So I'm not going to shoot any of them, but you can see here. See, it's overlapping because they turn quite slowly. So it's not too much of an issue until you kind of kite them towards an edge. But it becomes an issue very, very quickly because then we can come along. There we go. Like that. We don't want that to happen. So let's jump into the enemy code. Into the enemy controller. So this component, this script, controls only the movement. And then we'll figure this out. Together. Yeah, you can change the ball recording difficulty or whatever. That works well. Also, maybe it would be better for the color to not be the same as the player. It's supposed to emulate the windows at the main menu. Yeah, it's the whole game is only going to have like 3 colors. So, well, it's going to have a few different colors, but only like 3 color scales. So we've got the blue, which represents anything that is good. So good equals blue. Bad. I didn't flip you off. Bad equals orange. And then grey is everything else. There are going to be 50 shades of grey to go along all the in-between bits. So yeah, that's what it's a very particular color scheme. There's going to be white, blacks, blue for good, orange for bad, and that's how that's going to work. But let's go into the player script. So as you can see here, we assign all the bits, and this is all. This is the entire movement script. It's not that bad whatsoever. We basically dictate the degrees at which the enemy's moving, and then shit happens there. So we're gonna come in and we're gonna steal a little bit of a line of code. We're gonna steal this line of code. Now, what does this line of code do? This detects if a player or if the enemy. It shoots a raycast in front of the actual enemy itself and detects if it can see the player. Now, we're going to just make it such that it doesn't detect the player, but it detects the environment. Environment. And now, because this is a layer mask, we need to add a new layer mask. So we'll come along. It's going to be a public layer mask. So we'll just do that here. Public layer mask. And we're going to call that what is environment. There we go. And we don't want it to shoot this. This indicates how far in front of the player we want the raycast to shoot. We don't want it to shoot that far. We want to check if it's reasonably in front of the player. So let's, for now, we'll set that to 3. In fact, we should probably make a variable for that. So we'll do a public float distance before turning, I guess. And we'll put that in there, distance before turning, and we'll just do transform.forward for this. And this is basically just going to shoot the raycast from the center of the enemy itself. No, I meant the borders. What are you talking about, bro? Oh, we've got some confusion. We've got some confuddlements in the chat. Do you guys plan to change the cursor sprite to be an older one, like Windows Vista or custom? Yeah, we'll probably change. We'll be changing it for sure. Because we also want it to kind of blend on the CRT, on the actual TV itself. We want it to blend in with that. So yeah, we'll definitely be changing that. Don't you worry, your little cotton socks. Your little cotton socks. That'll all be done. Done. I need to sip. I need to eat dinner. I need to pee. So I'm going to be right back. And while I am, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to play ads while I'm gone. Because it's going to play ads for you all at some point. We may as well have them played and create a bit of a buffer while I'm going to be AFK anyway. So I will be right back. And I will see you literally like 2 minutes. I'm going to get another drink and go pee-pee. we're back. We're back. Where are the ads? So I clicked on make an ad, and it came up with a big ol'
It's some
we're
redeemed
preparing
TTS and says not every pee-pee is poo-poo time, but every poo-poo is pee-pee time.
Hello. Not every pee-pee time is poo-poo time, but every poo-poo time is pee-pee time. This is true. This is true. You don't always go poo-poo when you go pee-pee. But you always go pee-pee when you go poo-poo. Poo-poo. Poopy caca. Poopy caca. But yeah, it's like, it's telling me that it's preparing an ad rather than actually just playing the ad. So I don't know why it's done that. Wait, you can do that? Yes! We recently just set up the channel points, so there's a text-to-speech one there now. So yes, we can now redeem channel points for a TTS. Hell yeah! You don't have dads because you're a sub. You don't have wow. You don't have dads. Calling out snot. Calling out snot. Calling out Snot's father, apparently. That's what you're doing. Now, I thought we'd do a bit of Bantosaurus Rex as well. Because while I was getting a drink, a beverage, I prepared some meatballs. Because I've not had lunch yet. And I thought to myself, what did we do last time we streamed? When I was eating, right? First of all, we kept getting interrupted by things going in, but that's not going to happen this time. What I'm talking about was the fact that Dynam would entertain you. Dynam entertained you while I was going and eating my food. So what better way than to be entertained while I eat food?
Welcome to devlog
than watching devlog 8 from LazyTeaStudios. How about that? Dynam can yet again entertain you on stream while I eat my food with devlog 8. Yes. Yes. I mean, I could just play one of my videos as well, because I know Samvan, you still haven't watched you still haven't watched my most recent devlog, have you? So I could just play that. But why should I when I can just play a Dynam video instead? You know? So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna the monster who calls Mogo fat. Terrible. So yeah. Okay, I'll pose this, right?
Snotjexiv redeemed TTS and says love is like pooping in your pants. Everyone can see it, but only you have the warm feeling.
Yeah. I poop my pants for Mrs. Lazy all the time. There is so much caca in my pantalones for Mrs. Lazy. This is true. I feel that warm, fuzzy feeling all the time. Yeah. All right, Samvan, I'll pose this, and I'll pose this to everyone else. It'll take me like 5 minutes. 5 minutes to eat my food, if that really. Stop saying caca. No, I will say caca all the time, because caca is a natural bodily function. It's fine. Should I play devlog 8 for Dynam, or should I play my most recent devlog, which some of you may not have seen yet? I'll make a quick little poll for you all. I'll make a poll. How do I make a poll again? Manage poll. New poll? Question mark. Dynam video or LTS video? They're both similar lengths. Go. Vote in the poll. What do we want to see? What do we want to see? Dynam video's got 1 vote already. We're going. The race is in fact on. Alright, we've already got 3 votes for Dynam video. I'm just gonna stop the poll. Everyone wants the Dynam video. Cool. Alright. I'm gonna disappear for like 2-3 minutes while we watch the Dynam video. So I'll be back in a moment with you guys.
everything. In this video we're going to be creating office themed guns for our office themed roguelike. Now about a year ago I made a similar video in which I made these 5 guns, but since then the game has changed a lot and it's time to start making some new and improved guns, starting with the coffee gun. Now there are 3 ways I can see this gun functioning. 1. The coffee pistol. We create a gun that shoots a coffee cup like a bullet, nice and simple. 2. The coffee launcher, a sort of grenade launcher that shoots exploding coffee cups. Or 3. The coffee spewer, basically a flamethrower but with coffee. Looking at these 3 options, I immediately eliminated the coffee spewer. I can barely make a regular gun, let alone something that needs liquid physics. But when it came to 1 and 2, I couldn't really decide. So I went with the combination of the 2, the visual design of the coffee launcher but the shooting mechanics of the coffee pistol. Now all I had to do was create a sprite of a flying coffee cup and make the gun function, and although it doesn't look too bad, there's clearly something wrong. And I'm not talking about the fact that the bullets are going straight through the walls. That's not a bug, I know exactly why that is. It's because there are no walls. The player is literally walking over a flat PNG. But game immersion ruining secrets besides, the real problem is that the gun doesn't react to being shot at all. So I made a shooting animation to fix this, and honestly it made me really glad I added those tubes. Although I don't really know what they do, they make for some great secondary animation. Okay, so the gun is looking pretty good. Now we only need to add the final details. For example, a little bit of coffee shooting out of the gun after it's been shot. It's not a lot, but it does add to the gun feel. I also wanted to make a coffee splash animation for when the cup hits something, but after spending about 5 hours trying to make it look good, I eventually gave up. So I guess that's something for future me to deal with. For now we're going to move on to gun number 2, the printer gun. This is one of the guns that I made a year ago, and although I loved it back then, I now think there's a lot we can improve. For example, the original doesn't really look like a gun at all, it's just a printer. So for the new design I made sure to add a
Alright, I finished my food. So that's enough dining video. If you want to watch the rest of it, I'll send a link to y'all so you can yeah, you can just watch the rest in your own time if you are in fact engrossed in this. I can't abuse Dynam and a watch party that this much. Alright, Sandman, I shall see you very soon. Thank you for coming along to the stream. It's been lovely having you here. Alright, I've eaten my meatballs. I've hydrated. I've posture checked myself. Shall we begin again? It's just a little snack. I only had a couple of meatballs, but a few Swedish meatballs to get me through to the next stage of existence. Nothing too strenuous. Okay, so will collide with environment. Oh, pardon me. I do apologise. That was disgusting. That was just disgusting. I do apologise. Alright. So we're sending a raycast forward by a set distance to basically check if the player is there. We're now going to also, just for our own sake, debug.draw ray. This I can basically just paste in the all of them, right? I can do distance before turning as well for how far it'll go. Oh no, that's the color. Color dot red. Duration. I don't know. 0.1 F. Depth test. What's that? Determines whether objects close to the camera obscure the line. False. Okay, that's it. Okay, so I can't actually dictate the length of this. Alright, cool. Awesome. Let's just do that. Just so you can get a gist as to how long it's going to be. But this will be fine. This will be fine. You know what? I'm not even going to do that. Screw it. We're just going to trial and error it. We're just going to trial and error. That's fine. But from this, if... We're going to do a little if statement. If will collide with environment, we are going to set the max turn speed. Or the actual turn speed, I should say. Turn speed equals 0.1 F. So it'll basically rotate immediately on the spot. You've clipped it. Can I put it clips in Discord? Yeah, sure. Give me a second. I'll make a dedicated clips channel for you. That would probably make sense. I guess in just the community? Text-based, stream clips. Create channel. There we go. At the bottom now, there is now a stream clip. Or there's a stream clips channel. You can pop them in there if you fancy. Happy days. Look at me being a... Look at me creating stuff for you all. Oh, nice. Oh, nice. Alright, turn speed equals 0.1. Else. Oh no, we should actually make a temp variable. Never mind. 1 second. So I should probably do if. We're actually gonna put this into a separate function. Private void adjust turn speed. Let's do that, and we'll just copy this whole thing into there. There we go. And we'll run this here. Adjust turn speed. There we go. What we're going to do, we're going to create a variable as well up here. And we're going to do float temp speed equals no. Yes. No. No. We don't do it here. We do it here. Float temp speed equals... No, I can't even put it there. Where do I want to put this? Because I don't want this running every second. I don't want this running... I only want this to like, store it once. Because otherwise it's going to keep updating while it's colliding. Huh. I mean, I could just do this. If it's colliding, like, turn speed equals 0.1. Coding difficult. Can you make it a function that gets called on collision? I don't know. Because I'm using the raycast to detect collision. I mean, yeah, I guess that's a good point. I could actually set it so once it does collide, but I kind of want it to happen before it collides, you know? I kind of want it to happen before that. But I guess I could. I could do that. Huh. But I could just make it so it'll only do this once. So I could basically set up make a private bool is adjusting turn rate, set it equal to false, do that. Detecting if it does connect and is adjusting turn rate is true, then we can turn. No, so we want to do this. If is adjusting turn rate. So now when it collides, we basically want to set a one-off adjustment. Oh, this is hard. This is like I'm having to use like my brain. I don't like using my brain. Use a vector 3 distance to check distance from walls. Then it's close enough instead of doing it on the collision. Would the issue with doing that though, wouldn't it be it will detect the distance to here, the actual pivot point, would it not? It would check the distance from the player to this pivot point, because this technically is the distance to all the wall. Whereas doing the raycast, I'm basically sending a raycast and basically saying if you're colliding with it, basically it will indicate that way, regardless of the distance. It's actually technically doing a distance check that way. But doing a vector 3 dot distance, that will just check the distance to this point, would it not? Rather than any given point on the wall. Bool will collide with environment. Does it before turning. So if that is true, equals true, else equals false. So basically, if it is actually hitting the raycast, it will turn quicker. If it isn't, it'll turn regularly. So if adjusting turn rate, okay, so that's fine. Okay, else, what is that? I swear, like, the thing, right, I'm usually, like, okay at programming, but I swear, whenever I, like, turn the stream on, whenever I start streaming me programming, I'm like, ugh, I know nothing. It's so bad. It's so bad. I swear, like, I'm not this incompetent usually. I promise. I promise. Term speed. If it collides with the environment. I mean, this is basically doing nothing, actually. In fact, this is stupid. Because all this is doing is basically the same thing as doing this. Right? This whole section is completely redundant. Never mind. That is just stupid. Why? Okay. Will collide with environment. Turn speed equals 0.1. And then turn speed, I basically want to hold what this property is. So, in fact, what we'll do, we'll get rid of this float. Hold turn speed. And then what we'll do is we'll also set hold turn speed equals turn speed here, because that will determine the speed at the beginning. Okay, hold turn speed. So if it's gonna collide, while it's colliding with something, the turn speed will be quicker, and if it's not, it shouldn't. Okay, let's see if this works. I think this will be fine. I think this will work. I've got faith. Of course, I need to set up all the variables and all that kind of stuff. Don't know why I did that. Enemy. This is environment. And distance before turning. We'll set that to 5 for now. And we'll do apply overrides. In fact, 3 is probably more reasonable. And then we need to make sure this is on the environment layer. Yes. Alright. Let's check. No. What did what did I do? Oh, that needs to be minus 0. Oh, I did the wrong thing. Environment 0. And then no. This should be 2. There we go. Now this should be fine. You could use closest point and the collision point to find the distance and ignore pivot entirely, I'm pretty sure. Okay, let's see if this works. So we'll come along here, and then we do that. That did not work. That is not detecting correctly. Also, why is this like this? Oh, this needs to be on the environment layer as well. Yes. So everything here needs to be on the environment layer. This needs to be on top. There we go. The highlight is fine. Environment sorting layer. Environment sorting layer. Environment. Cool, cool, cool. This should be okay, right? And these are gonna check. Let's do a little bit further of a distance check. Zoxme, hi, what are you doing? I'm currently working on the game jam for Pirate Software. The Pirate Software game jam. I'm trying to figure out and I'm basically trying to make it such that the enemies will not collide with this. And now I'm just realizing, why don't I just make it such that the enemies collide with it? So we've got a trigger collider. Let's add one that is just a collider. And make it so it collides with the terrain. And then it won't be able to collide. Why do you... I just forget how dumb I am sometimes. Yeah, you know, do you ever just realize that you're like... Do you ever just realize you're just kind of dumb? Me in this moment right now. So then we come to project settings, physics 2D, okay, and we just make it so enemies do collide with the environment. Yeah, everything's colliding with each other. That's fine. Do we want to make it such that the player collides with enemies? Yes. Or no. No, I think I want the player to be able to actually just kind of run through them. Because we've got the trigger box that'll deal the damage. Do we want them to like physically collide? I want the enemies to actually be able to collide and connect. So we'll untick that one. Let's see if this works now. And they call me mad lad. I thought you had that turned on. Yeah, no, I didn't. So let's come over here. Excuse me? Oh, I didn't apply the override. That's why. Oh, I did. It's there. You should not be able to collide. Oh, does one of them need to have a rigid body? Is that why? Because the end. Let's add a rigid body to it. Rigid body 2D. Dynamic. 0, 0. Continuous. Overrides. Apply all. Let's go. Bro, chill. You've been working for 2 hours. It can just. It can happen. The thing is, nah. I'm just a little bit dumb. And I've been working on this game. Okay, that's working now. Okay, now they just don't collide. That's good. Oh, they got some speedy movement going on. Look at that. They're all colliding with each other. That's kind of funny. Got some janky movement going on. I mean, this kind of works because then it's more swarmy as well. They're not just going to all overlap, which I'm kind of fine with. Do we make it so it's bouncy? Oh, so they kind of like bounce off each other. That'd be kind of fun. And yeah, we've actually been working on this game for like a little bit. We're like almost a week into the game jam. We've not made a massive amount of progress. I'm not gonna lie. But it's more just a case of like, I'm not the best programmer, right? I come from a design background. I'm more of a designer than a programmer. But like, when I'm trying to like stop things from colliding, why was my go-to assumption to make a raycast to stop this instead of adding a legitimate hitbox, like an actual collider to the enemies? Like, that's just a bit of a dumb, you know? It is what it is, though. It is what it is. So, on the actual collider, I can add a physics material. So, create... Where is physics? Physic material. There we go. Bouncy. And then the friction, we'll set that to like, I don't know, 0. Bounciness, 1. That's going to be way too much, but I'm kind of here for it. And then we apply this to the enemies. The enemy collider itself. Wait, why is that not... Why let me do that? Does it have to go on this as well? Why? Oh, that's a 3D physics material. That's why. Create 2D physics material 2D. There we go. Bouncy. Does bouncy have an E in it? I don't know. 0, 1. There we go. Enemy. Just on this one, because that's the actual collider itself. Alright, let's see how this looks. Let's see them all bouncing off each other. This is going to be fun. What you making? We're making the enemies bounce off each other and the walls if they collide. There we go. They've got a bit of bounce going. Oh no, we can up that bounce a little bit, right? 10. Make it 10 times more bouncy. They're all going to bounce off each other. This is going to be hilarious. I mean, we can go through them, which is good. Just what we want. They're not bouncing. Why are there no bouncy? 100. It is on all of them, right? Yeah, they're all bouncy. Oh, I just wanted to see them like bounce off each other. They maybe just need a bit more speed on that. Okay, that kind of bounced a little bit. I think they all just need a bit of momentum first. Let's get them to collide into this, right? No. Pretty sure bounciness is from 0 to 1, is it? But I can set it to 10. Can I hover over this? Is this going to give me a tooltip? No. Sad. Sad. Let me Google that. Unity 2D physics material bounciness. Oh yeah, it is just 0 to 1. Okay, cool. Maybe it's just because of how we're like doing it. No loss of energy. Maybe it's just because we're constantly adjusting it, so it's not actually like letting us do the bounce, which is fine. I mean, one thing I can do, I can probably just get rid of this now. I guess we don't even need it. Some of them might just turn slowly, but I mean, that's fine because they're just going to be colliding with the wall anyway. So I feel like that whole issue that we created just doesn't exist anymore because they'll just bounce off each other. There we go. And then we can come along. Oh, that bounciness is weird. So if we set that to 0, oh, that's strange. What if we set friction to 1? Is that going to do something? Is that going to do a thing? It's likely the position being set and not being velocity driven. Yeah, most likely. Transform.position. This is true. I mean, I could just... I mean, I could change that. I can make it velocity driven. Shall we make it velocity driven? The rotation can stay like that, but I guess we could just do like... let's get a reference to the rigid body now that we've got it. Private rigid body 2D RB. We'll set the reference. So RB equals get component rigid body 2D. 2D. Not gonna make that mistake again. So then it'll be RB dot velocity plus equals this, right? No. Plus equal vector 3. Oh yeah, we need to add the X and Y. Oh bollocks. This requires maths. Oh no. Velocity driven and have them the target slightly ahead of where the player is. Slightly predictive, so their shots are more likely to hit. See, the way we're getting around that is we're making them kind of like inaccurate, so there's like a spread where the shot can go. So it'll hit somewhere like that, so it's like it's inaccurate, but it'll make it more likely to like kind of like either predict or like really not. So it's a bit like, yeah, it will either like be really big brain with where it aligns the shot, or it's gonna be like, yeah, you can't hit me. But it's just gonna be like full on varied like that. Maybe you need to multiply the bounce a little bit. Yeah, I think this is right though in the fact that we need to do it velocity based rather than adding the actual transform. But let's see. So operator plus equals. Can I just do like equals? Oh, I can. Okay. Do we just give this a go? Let's do this. Let's do this. We'll press play and see what happens. Nothing. They just all ominously look at me. That's kind of funny. They're just... Oh, because friction is set to 1. That might be it. That might do it. Oh no, that wasn't it. Maybe if I get rid of this. I think they're moving slowly. I think it's to do with the fact that we're using delta time. I can just put this in the fixed update after the fact. Yeah. I'll put it in fixed update after the fact. But now that's at least... That's working like that. Okay. So now I need to do void fixed update. There we go. And then we'll just yoink that. Put it in there. Do I need to times this by fixed delta time? That's my question. Yeah, okay. You got there before I even asked the question. Blimey. Time dot fixed delta time. There we go. You got there ahead of me, Ketchup. Look at you. Predicting the future. Okay, now they're just moving really slowly. Yeah. We also, now that I remember, on the rigid body, we need to set interpolate to that. So that stops it from kind of jittering, which is epic. Can, hello! Over, is this the same can from YouTube? I'm going to presume it's the same can from YouTube. Hello. Hello, hello. It is me, yes. Hello. Hello, hello. So we'll interpolate. And now we need to set the move speed to be much quicker. It feels wrong that, like, I need to set it so much higher now, though. But we'll set that between, like, I don't know, 20 and 40? I guess. Let's see how that looks. Oh, that's weird. Do I need to set you on X? There we go. It was actually extrapolate. Extrapolate. Extrapolate? That's extrapolate, not extrapolate, right? Okay, this needs to be much faster. Jesus. Are we sure we need to times by, like, fixed delta time? Is that, like, something we, like, have to do? Fuck it, 200 and 400, right? Yeah. That'd be the way we do it. Like, do we have to do that? Are we sure? Oh, yeah, I forgot. See, they're all jittery. It's lagging, but not really. We set that to extrapolate. And all of a sudden, all our problems will be gone. There we go. And they're all colliding with each other. Epic. That's actually a little bit too fast. 100 and 200. Let's do that. Apply all. And then, you know what? We will actually make them really bouncy. Really bouncy. So they should be flying all over the place. This will be hilarious. There we go. They'll come along. Aww. We need to make them a lot faster, don't we? For it to have the full effect. Alright, let's make them all really fast then. So they just, like, bounce into each other. And knock each other all over the place. Let's do it. Oh my god. Oh my... This is a swarm. And a half. It's funny because they can't hit me. Ah! That's actually quite cool, though. If you do use delta time, it'll detect a frame rate. I know. But, like, it just makes it... Like, I like to use the small numbers. Like, speed equals 5. That just feels better. I guess with... When it comes to using velocity, I guess we have to do it the other way. But, I mean, it is what it is. Can I do plus equals? No. Ambiguous on operands, vector 2 and vector 3. Because this is a vector 3, right? Can I just, like, cast this as a vector 2? That works. And then we can make it smaller and they'll have acceleration. Bees, exactly. So these will have acceleration now. Oh, this is... At least we know the bounciness works. Look at them! Oh, okay, now we can set this to be smaller. Let's see what 10 looks like now. Between 10 and 20. Now that we're doing the add and they've got the acceleration, deceleration, let's see. Okay. That is more in line with what I want. Okay, but this is still too fast. So I'll have this, we'll set it back to 2 and 4 again. Which is what we originally had it at. Are they gonna infinitely speed up? Yeah, these aren't gonna stop, right? They're just gonna keep going. Oh no, is this will be the fastest speed that I go to, isn't it? Or are they getting faster? I feel like they're getting faster and faster. Wait, did one escape? Oh, he did. He escaped. He got out the top because this one doesn't have a collision. Oh my god. One of them escaped. That's hilarious. Rigid body. Let's open up the debug just so we can see the acceleration. Rigid body. I could have sworn we could see the acceleration on this. No? Am I wrong? Normal. I could have sworn... Oh, info. There we go. It's not even on debug. It's just there. Oh god, I'm thinking about the enemy type that speeds up. Literally. I mean, they've all got some... They all escaped! They're all free! This is actually just the game. This is the game now. But the velocity... Is it just always going up? It's kind of varying. Like, it's kind of... I feel like they're all getting slightly quicker every time. Oh, look at that. It's like it turned round and now it's coming crashing. Can we set like a max move speed? So this is adding constantly, right? We need to set a max move speed, don't we? Oh, we've got the max move speed. There we go. Min move speed, max move speed. Like, in theory, would this just accelerate constantly? If it was like a straight line, would it keep going? You need to be clamping the velocity. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. So, I could just do that in this, right? Mathf.clamp. Okay, clamps the given value between the maximum and minimum. Returns the given value if it's in the maximum range. That won't work as it's a plus equals. Oh yeah. We could just do plus equals and then if rb.velocity. No, not the render buffer.velocity. rb.velocity. Oh no, we can't do that because it's a vector 2. Grr. How can we do this? How can we clamp this? Does anyone have any suggestions? What should I type here? I'm phoning a friend. Bring. Help. What things do I need to type in this situation to make it do the thing? You can clamp its magnitude. How? rb.magnitude? No. rb. What would I need to be clamping? Rotation, velocity. Magnitude. rb. Magnitude isn't an option that's appearing. I mean, I could just do, like, it's inefficient, but rb.velocity.x is greater than max. No, what we need to, like, let's say like 50 for the maximum speed. Or let's say 100. No, 50. 50? No, 20. 10. 15. Or RB dot Y. There's a clamp magnet. Really? RB dot clamp. Where?
The buy one redeemed TTS and says no stream notification. I almost missed it.
I did put one out, didn't I? I didn't press send. on Discord. I had it written out, but I didn't press enter. I'm so sorry. I'll do it now. I didn't do it out, everyone. Oops. Dynam gets multiple. Everyone. Shit. Bollocks. Poops. I'm so sorry. Oh dear. At Dynam. And then I need to copy the actual stream link. Oops-a-daisies. Oops-a-daisies. I mean, it's kind of comforting in a way, right? That, like, I can be averaging 8 to 10 viewers without even having to add people. That's kind of comforting. That's something we've gained from this. Which is nice. You'll only be clamping the amount you're adding, meaning it still infinitely grow. Thought you could clamp after the plus equals. Vector 2. Okay, so vector 2 dot clamp. Oh, clamp magnitude. Oh shit. Vector 2, which will be this, or rb.velocity, rb.velocity to 15 f. That would work, right? Vector clamp magnitude. We're clamping the velocity to 15, so that should not go higher than 15, right? Now make velocity equal to that. Yeah. Oh yeah. RB dot. No. No. Yes. Yes. RB dot velocity equals that. You mean? That's good. Yeah. Is this right? Did I do a thing? Did I do a correction? Did I do a yes, please? I think it looks solid. Oh, we're about to find out. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, it's moving. They're all moving pretty fast, but I think that might be just because 15's pretty fast. You know what we're going to do? We're going to set this really high. So these all accelerate very, very, very quickly. And we'll set this like 5, for example. So we'll be able to see they'll accelerate very quickly. Will it finish at? Will it finish at 5? I did a yes. Yes, I in fact did do a yes. And yeah, that's working. That's working. It's clamping at 5 being a move speed. Epic. Epic stuff. All right. So now we can come along and we can set this to be like 2 and 4 again. So this essentially dictates its acceleration speed now, which is very nice. Teamwork. Yes. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. There we go. Look at that. And they bounce. They do a bouncy. Nice. I have Pepsi. I have Pepsi. That's gonna be bad. I'm gonna be burping so much. Can I refuse? Wait, did they all escape? Oh, I just killed them, didn't I? Let me get all these ping-ponging around the place. PP time. PP time. I don't know if I want to chug all this. It can't balance it out. Do I? I'm gonna be burpees. I'm gonna be doing the burps. Okay. Fine. This might be a bit of a slower chug, though. Chug or riot? Riot Games? Ooh. Oh, did I hear play League of Legends right now? Is that what I heard? Did I hear become a toxic teammate? Potentially. Potentially. I really should play some games on stream as well. I feel like that could be funny. That could be funny. Add me on League? Oh, I don't know about that. I am bad at the League of Legends. I am very bad. But I'm still better than, like, most of the people I play with. Art Will, this is true. I did play a lot of TFT. I'm good at TFT. I got to Diamond in TFT. Which I guess it makes me good. I'm not like great, but like being diamond makes me good at the game. I feel the details are almost not visible on the enemies. Yeah, Dynam's doing some updated graphics for the enemies, so that should be all right, I reckon. I quite like the fact they're kind of drifting. It'll be cool when we get some trails and stuff coming off them. You'll be able to see their trajectory and things like that. They kind of... I love the fact they just kind of bounce around off each other and ping pong. I kind of love that. That's so funny. That's going to make, like... That's kind of makes them dangerous. League is my weird addiction. Same. Like, I hate the game. I hate the game with a burning passion. But I weirdly can't stop. And I hate that. But I'll tell you something. I'm really looking forward to the MMO. When the Riot MMO comes out, that is all I am going to be playing for, like, months. I can already tell now I am going to be addicted to that game. I absolutely hate it. Can't wait for the MMO. Same. Like, I think when the MMO comes out, I'm going to stream myself playing the MMO. Because, like, I'm going to have to get some kind of content. Because that's all I'm going to be doing with my life. Is playing that game. It's going to be in like 10 years from now that it comes out. Like, it's unironically a little bit of a personal goal of mine to work on the Riot MMO before I get to play the Riot MMO. Like, being in the game industry, that's like plausible. You know? Dino, congrats, you did it. You recorded the script. Very nicely done. You're in time for someone redeemed a chug, and I've got Pepsi, so it's gonna be a burp fest very, very soon. Hello, son. Hello, father. What kind of role are you looking for in the industry? Design or code? Design. I'm a designer. My degree's in design. It's the part of game design. It's the part of game creation that I enjoy most. I do code because I have to. I want to be a designer for sure. Like, honestly, like if I could work in the industry right now, I would. But the industry's kind of a shit tip right now. Like, there are no one's hiring juniors. No one. It's ridiculous. It's in a really bad state, so it's kind of peak. That's why I'm kind of trying to build my own kind of company, because if you can't get hired by one, make your own. You know? Yeah, it's a nightmare. You're in the industry. Ooh, can you disclose like who you work for? Ooh. Can you divulge this information? While you decide on my potential fate. I'll do the chug. Boy, I'll do the chug. Okay. I need to prepare myself for this. Are you ready? Okay. Oh my god. Ooh, I hate chugging fizzy drinks, man. And that was fizzy. Ah. Okay. Yes. Game releases. People get let go. People get hired. Yeah. We make mobile games mainly, but the other stuff in the background. Exeunt. I forget where you're based as well. Are you based in like UK or America? Exeunt. That sounds American. Wait, in Oxford? Is that like Oxford, UK? Is this a UK based company? Yo, do you wanna like give me a job? That'd be so funny. Who we are? Ooh, we make mobile games. Oh, are you in this picture? Are you somewhere in this picture? That'd be so funny. Yeah, I'm in the UK. I'll keep my eyes out for any jobs. And yes, I do have a LinkedIn. You could be somewhere here. You could be one of these people. This guy looks like he's having the time of his life. Are you here? Can you confirm? Are you in this image? Ooh. Are you here? I may or may not be somewhere on the site. Ooh. 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 Ketchup bald confirmed. Fair enough. Yeah, like, please do keep an eye out because, yeah, man needs a job. Man needs a job. I've got a job going into, I'm going to be working for another company. I shouldn't really disclose what company. It's a company where I'm going to be on the phone. I'm going to be doing call center work again. Sadness. But yeah. So... Ketchup. That is just pure unadulterated ketchup right there. Okay, I'm off again. Time to edit some audio. No worries, I'm also Dynam. If you want like a tidbit in making the audio bit quicker, right? Let me introduce you to let's get my desktop. Let me introduce you to Recut. Okay? You basically put your entire audio clip into this. It will get rid of all the silences. It will it'll take your entire audio clip. It will get rid of any pauses, delete them. You can then select which parts of the audio you want to keep. So literally your first pass where you're like splitting and finding all the good bits takes this app legitimate. The last devlog I made, or the last 3 devlogs I've made, I've used this for that first audio pass. It has taken the amount of time I would take to do that initial pass has gone down from something like 2 to 3 hours down to 10 to 15 minutes. Phenomenal software. Like, I wonder if I can show you real quick. No. Yeah, you literally drop the file in. So, I don't know. Have I got like a video somewhere I can show this off on? Oh, here we go. A live stream. An entire live stream. There we go. Let's open that up. So you come up, it's generating all the audio. Sit, just kind of play, do as you do. So it's more like here I start talking.
Get any further. They can't get any further. You won't have the dash at this point either, remember. So there's going to
literally
be,
see.
you're going to see up there.
It's get rid of all the pauses.
Something you want. So it's going to be like
automatically cutting it down.
So it'll come along, and then the natural indication from there is going to be.
And then you can export this and immediately just put it into Premiere Pro,
is where
like whatever software you use.
I might have it such that some players.
You can make it so it's like you can fine tune all this.
To get up. Whether that is using some
I prefer having a kind of
metroidvania technique, something or other.
It just gets rid of all the silences.
Some players
very quickly.
How to do it,
and then you can come along, zoom in.
Will end up going around this way. Speedrun glitch.
And then you can literally be like, okay, let's say you've got some repeater bits. Well, let's just delete that. Delete these bits. Go through. Delete any bits where you redo all that kind of stuff. You can change the padding, so it'll be you can really fine tune it. You export it, and the most important part, when you export it, it will already have the cuts in Premiere Pro or DaVinci, whatever you use. So it's worth, and it's free. This is free, by the way. You get 5 free exports before you have to get the paid version. Really useful. I am honestly not sure if my autistic, I don't want to change brain can handle this. Honestly, it's a game changer. Just give it a go, right? It's really easy to figure out. Give it a go. See if it feels alright. At the very least, you can just get rid of the silences, and then you can just export that into your video editing software, and you can manually decide and delete the sections that you want. At the very least, getting rid of the silences, that will just save you a shit ton of time. I use Cadevan to edit. It's an ancient program. Oh no, you still use... No. This isn't the editing software, right? This is just to get rid of the silences and choose... to choose. You would export that, and then you would drag that into your editing software of choice. So that you basically just don't need to cut it in the editor. You still edit everything. I was explaining that I don't like change. Oh, fair enough. Yeah, I mean, I don't like change either, but that is a very good change. That made a big difference. I use a bad editing program. I don't want to learn something new. To be fair though, right, but ironically, if you want a really good, really lightweight and easy to use editing software, I do highly recommend DaVinci Resolve. Premiere Pro is like, it's powerful, don't get me wrong, but it's like, it's scary. DaVinci Resolve is really friendly, and it's like up there with Premiere Pro when it comes to functionality. Like, DaVinci Resolve is a phenomenal piece of software. I love it. Oh, also, Dana, before you go, enemies are bouncy now. They bounce off each other. And they accelerate a little bit. So they're a bit more dynamic. They'll bounce off walls and shit. It's funny. It's funny shit. I used DaVinci Resolve for some shorts, but I struggle getting used to it. Love bouncy enemies. Exactly. I don't like change. Proceeds to add stream avatars to the live stream. Shake my head. True. But no, the thing is, give it a go. If you don't like it, fair enough. But the thing is, like, especially if it's the part of editing that you hate most, get rid of that aspect, you know? Just get rid of that aspect. Make it such that you don't have to deal with it anymore. It just speeds up the whole process. It's great. It's great. Phenomenal stuff. Or don't. You know, at the end of the day, it's... do what you want. But yeah, I really like the thing it does. I feel... oh, he's gonna give it a try! Dynam, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. Embracing change. You're doing something new. I'm proud. Well done. Well done. Alright, the bounciness needs to be toned down. Ever so slightly. It's a bit too much bounciness. I still want the bounce. But we don't need them bouncing around everywhere, you know? Old man Dynam changing his ways. Literally. He's doing a good job. He's doing a good job, guys. Ooh, okay, so now... the bullet, is it colliding with the main trigger? Or the internal one? I have a feeling it's colliding with the outer one. Let me see if the basic bullet, how big is it? Okay, this is quite... we can make this smaller. There we go. Let's do that. Let's see how this looks now. It is. Yeah, it is. But it's doing on trigger enter rather than... but we've got like a collider. The thing is, right? We've got a trigger and a regular collider. So on trigger enter, which is what we're using to detect, should only detect the trigger, which is the small one. It shouldn't detect the big because it's not a trigger, right? So if I go into bullet, because it's on trigger enter 2D, not on collider enter 2D. So why? Why? It shouldn't do that. It really shouldn't do that. I mean, the other alternative is, like, rather than worrying about this, right, we could just do this and just make it a bit smaller. We could just do that as well. And then we don't have to worry about that whatsoever. It just works now. That is that's close enough that I'm like, okay, that's reasonable. Plus, it's a bit more realistic with the collisions and more enemies can go together. So now, what we need to do is the wave manager gonna come in here and we're going to make a position. Calculate the position, spawn position. So this is basically spawning stuff in... Well, I can show you physically. Probably easier if I show rather than try and explain using my small brain. It's basically going to spawn enemies randomly on this circle. Okay. Oh, the spawn, the words. Yeah, the shooter doesn't have it. What I want, instead of them spawning around the player, I want to have set spawn points for them now. So essentially areas that'll be within here that are spawn points. So, I love wave managers. Are you going with a currency system for the enemy spawns? I mean, if I want more of a specific enemy, I'll just do it kind of weight based, so I can just be like, now it's like 2 out of 3 odds to get this enemy, rather than having to do any maths or anything like that. Like, just do it fraction rate. Now it's a 50-50 odds. Now it's 3 out of 5. Like, I go very basic with this because I don't need to do the maths. It's fine. It's fine. It'll be alright. What I will do though, I'm going to go into the old Discord-a-rooney. The old Discord-a-rooney. I'm going to go into Dynam chat. I'm going to grab a sprite for, or one of the sprites that he needs, which is a little bit bigger. Oh, no, he doesn't. He's got rid of them. No, he didn't send it to me. Oh, wait, no, yeah, he did. Here it is, one. Here it is. So we'll save this. I understand you guys can't see this right now, but I'm going to come in. I'll be able to show you now. Enemies. Whee! Bring that in. Yes. Look at that. Look at that. So now I can bring in one of these, and this can be the spawn point. Once I've actually modified it. 32. Point no filter. No, none. Yeah. Sprite editor. Slice, slice. This can be the spawner. Temporary image for the spawner. Happy days. Bring that out. That's a bit bigger. There we go. That'll do. This can be like the things that spawn it. And they can have a health bar themselves, so you can destroy them. Awesome. So now, we'll call this spawner. And instead of having a wave manager, we'll essentially give the spawners the wave functionality. So we'll just copy that. And we'll paste it on this. Paste component is new. Then we can disable this. Spawner. Radius, we'll make that like 3. Snort, do you ever have to write a story and have basically everything planned out except your main character? I don't know how I did this, but it's like making a skyscraper but designing the foundations last. To be honest, like, the thing, I don't really write all that much. Like, I've never been much of a writer. I've never really been much of a storyteller, to be honest. I mean, what would be a good way to put this? I mean, the way I've done it for Amber's Tale is I storyboard things. I plot out general ideas, and I just figure out how I want the characters to interact with those ideas, and that kind of becomes their like backstory. Like I have for Amber's Tale, I have a general idea, but the thing is that will adapt as I create. So it's kind of like making a design document in a way for a game. But in this case, it's for, instead of the mechanics, it'll be character traits. And instead of level design, it's backstory, you know? So it's kind of like doing that. Like, over the course of developing the story, you can go back to the design document, and you should go back to the design document and update it accordingly. Like, say they end up going into this new zone or whatever, or they meet this new person. How would they react? Well, you go back to the design document or your character outline or whatever you call it, and you kind of update it such. But I think it's I don't know. As I said, I'm probably not a good person to ask in that regard, because narrative and that kind of stuff isn't my strong point. But that's kind of how I've gone about it. I treat it like a design document. These are the kind of core traits that they will have. Think about the context or the kind of environment they will find themselves in, and try and figure out how would they react in this situation, and then kind of let the character build itself in a way. I don't know. I'm not, as I said, take everything I say with a grain of salt, because, yeah, not my strong point. I've been looking at Amber's Tale, and I love the look of the character controller. Is this something you did? Or like an asset you guys extended? No, I made it. I made it. I followed a tutorial series by Bardent. You can find it online. Very, very good. Very, very good character controller. And I've just expanded from it. I've made improvements in certain ways, and I've changed it in a lot of different ways so it fits the needs of my game more. But it's a state machine. It's a finite state machine. Yeah. That's what I based off. If you search Barton, amazing YouTuber. He's linked in on my YouTube, on my suggested channels as well. It's like a 40-hour series, but I learned so much from that. That series taught me so much. Yeah, for sure. Since your background is in design, I'd like to see you make a video making a design doc. Things to take into consideration. That's true. I could do that. I could do that for sure. I enjoy documentation. But, right, I'm gonna pause the music, right? I think you can do a design document in many different ways. It doesn't necessarily have to be a written document, right? What if, and consider this. Let me just log in so I can showcase this. What if we said having a board like this is just as good, if not better, than a design document? It's got all the things. So this is the brainstorming section, right? Where you're coming up with ideas. Obviously, you would need to annotate them a bit more. Like, if you're making it official, you annotate things. So you take this over here, you'd add a little text box, and you'd annotate it, right? We then go into the actual concept, and you develop it further, blah, blah, blah. You go into your calendar, you've got your work stuff set out like this. And actually, like, instead of having a design document, have a design board. Not like how to fill one in, but more along the lines of how to organize and visualize your project before starting. Exactly. I feel like it's better to have like an outline, basically a bunch of, a general design document is basically just going to have a bunch of titles saying like, this, what is your core concept? What are the main mechanics? Blah, blah, blah. Reading a document like that can be boring. Set it out so it's more interactive, there's more images, it's more dynamic. You can have general outlines as to the things you can talk about, more guidelines kind of thing. But I feel for a lot of people, having a visual board like that is probably more valuable than a document itself. Especially when you're going to be updating it constantly. And the whole point of a design document is you should really be updating it over the course of like the game creation process, you know. But I'm like a big advocate of it for kind of like setting everything out visually. Like I still write documents themselves, but there's a time and a place for some mind maps and just a visual learning experience. I mean, that's kind of why I love Notion so much. This is essentially going. I'm still working on it, but I'm going to be turning this Notion page into essentially a design document template in a way, so that whenever I'm making a new game, like I've got the to-do list here, but I'm also going to have a section for main mechanics, all that kind of stuff. I'm going to have it such that if I'm ever making a new game, I open a brand new version of this Notion page, I can set out to-do lists. I can set out an outlines as to what are the main mechanics going to be, and be able to link to tutorials, like to things like notes and links. Well, let's link to a tutorial that I'll be able to use for making this up, and that kind of stuff. That's my main goal for this. I'm going to be adding to it over the months, the weeks and months that I'm working on it. But ultimately, my goal is to make this into a design document alternative. So whenever you're making your game, you can come into the Notion board, you can see where you're at, you can see the different sprints, you can see your different features. There'll be different things that you can click on. That will basically link you to all sorts. And that's my goal for this. Because it's visual. It's pretty. It's interactive. And it still provides all the information that a design document would. But it's a bit easier to navigate, a bit more fun. You can link to different pages rather than having to scroll up and down. Well, let's add a dynamic link. Let's make it so if I update something in this page, it dynamically updates the same or a related section in something else. I like that. I like that. So, yeah, that's going to be my main goal for this. So maybe once I finish, or I've got this kind of Notion page to a certain point where I'm happy to be like, okay, this could provide value for people starting off making their game. I might make a video at that point. I think that'd be pretty cool. Yeah, by the way, if you've got any questions at all with regards to like whether it's game design, Amber's Tale, or just like life generally, fire away, because I can turn that into shorts and farm YouTube content if from me answering those questions. Ask anything about life, the universe, and everything in it, because you're helping me out. I can farm it for content and get more people to join the streams. Because then I can put a tag being like, yo, there was something that could be interesting in shorts here. That'll be cool. I also feel like I need to like lower the light just so it's not like shining directly. It's a bit too dark. I need to find like the right balance. So it's that I'm like light enough, but it's not like casting evil shadows on me, you know? There we go. Alrighty tighty. Let's fix this. Let's make this work. For now, we'll do this. Spawn radius 3, spawn interval. We'll make it every 2 seconds. And we just need to update the script. So instead of doing it at the position of the player, we need to do it at transform.position. So wherever this is, we basically need to do transform.position instead. So instead of calculating it around the player and doing a radius around the player, it's doing a radius around the spawner itself. Color transform. I mean, it's never going to equal null, but sure. There we go. Transform. That should work. I guess we don't need this reference anymore. We don't need this. Hey, let's have a look. Let's have a look-see. Let's see if this is going to work the way we want it to. Okay, so that's a spawn radius. Okay. That can probably be a bit smaller. 1. That works a bit more. I'd also like to see a contained video going into more depth about your approach of level design. I like the small amount you touched base on in the past stream. Yeah, that's something I really want to go in. Because, like, I feel like I've got, like people always say, like, what is the thing you like, excel at? Like, I'm by no means a professional. But I would say I have more knowledge than the average person when it comes to things like level design and design principles generally. So I feel like that's something that's like actually some like value I can provide. A lot of devlogs and a lot of people on YouTube who do like devlogs, they never really touch on like the design principles and like not just like they touch on like what they've done, but not necessarily on like why they've done it, and most importantly, why that's important. You know? And I feel like that's kind of like what I want to lean into a little bit more and make that my kind of like my unfair advantage, you know? Like what's the actual value that I can provide as not only content creator but as like a game devlog creator, and it's providing context into like why you make certain decisions and like why that's important, like almost the psychology behind it. I wouldn't mind a Udemy course on it as well. Funnily enough, like, it's not something that is not something I'm going to be doing anytime soon. But once I've released my game, like once Amber's Tale is released, granted this will be like a few years into the future, but once I've released my game, I do want to make courses. That is the goal. It'll be more focused on the design side of things, but I'll also get help from people who are better at coding than me to do the whole kind of package, and do like making a metroidvania course. But obviously I need credibility first, so I need to make my game before I do anything like that. But that would be something I really want to do, because I really enjoy teaching. I do really enjoy teaching, but I don't know nearly enough yet. I need to learn more before I can teach. But yeah, like I do want to make courses at some point. True, you'd have a project to base your credibility on. Exactly. I need to prove that I'm worth listening to. Like, why listen to me? You haven't even made a game yourself. I've got no credibility at all. Whereas, like, once I've at least made or released a couple of games, like, yeah, then I've got a bit of credibility. But until that happens, like, I'm not even, like, I could make a course now. I could. But I feel it's just wrong. I don't think you should release a course on something unless you yourself have succeeded in that enterprise, you know? Like, you shouldn't teach someone something if you haven't done it yourself. You're making a course? No, I'm not, but it is something that I ultimately would want to do. And make it an interactive course. The Thomas Brush approach. I was literally about to say, kind of like Thomas Brush or Blackthorn Prod. Probably more along the lines of Thomas Brush, to be fair. I feel like the kind of vibe of my course would be pretty similar to him. Because I feel like we've got a similar approach, you know, especially to YouTube as well. He focuses more on the chat and conversationalist and debate style like videos, whereas I focus pretty exclusively on devlogs. But I feel like our vibes are somewhat similar. We're both pretty chill. We both know stuff about like design. Like, I feel one of my main goals when I create my videos it's not my goal to be funny. I'm not a funny person. Like, I have some ha-ha, hee-hee moments, but I wouldn't define myself as funny. So when I don't have comedy as like a thing I can kind of twist into my videos, I try to lean into the more like, I want to be here to inspire. Like, that's my main goal. Like, I want people to do game dev. Like, it's a game-changing thing for me. It was a life-changing thing, discovering game dev and going into it. So I want to, like, lean in and I want to inspire people with my videos. That's my main goal, rather than being funny or even educational. Like, I do lean into more of the educational side, but again, it's design education rather than that kind of stuff. Okay, let me get my lumbar support in place. There we go. Happy days. Thank you, Sandman. I appreciate that. Hang on, these points amount are different. Yeah, I've updated some points just because so they're a bit more balanced and there's a bit more variety, you know. The Blackthorn Prod seems to be more corporate. Not a bad thing, but less relatable. Yeah, exactly. I definitely see myself as more of a relatable person. Like, I see Lazy T, like, not saying that I am Lazy T, but like, I am kind of the face of it. I don't see it as a company. I see it as a community, if that makes sense, you know? Or that's what I want it to be. I want it to be a Lazy T community. Like, yes, I'm the face of the company or the community, but like, yeah, I want to be relatable. Like, you guys have seen me doing this stuff. Like, I suck at coding. It's relatable, like, especially for beginners, you know? And I feel like seeing someone that maybe you look up to, and seeing that like they're going through the same problems that maybe you do is that's a good thing. I like that. Like, if I'm watching someone and if I can relate to them personally, I'll trust them more, you know? Like, I want to be part of I want people to be part of the journey rather than just buy my game, you know? I don't like the whole corporate side of things. But yeah, they're funny, but too many chefs in the kitchen in my opinion. Scousers 2000. Yeah, because I don't want to do it very often. That's why. But yeah, they're funny too. But yeah, like it's definitely more corporate, especially because I've bought their course. Like, I'm on their course. They do treat it as more of a business for sure. There isn't much interaction from Liam or Noah. Like, there is a community server for it. They don't post in it at all anymore. Maybe when the Game Dev Rocket course went live, but it's been radio silence for a while on that Discord server, which kind of sucks. Like, I've paid money for this. It'd be nice if you would check in every now, not even just for me personally. I'm not asking you to send me a message and be like, yo bro, how you doing? But like, check in on people in the community. It's like, I've been part of that course for like a month and a half, 2 months now. Not a single message. Nothing. Nada. And it's like, it'd be nice, you know? But Scouse is good. Scouse is bad. It's cringy, man. I do it. It's there. You can still do it, but like, I don't want to be seeing Scouse all the time, you know? Work on the new enemy, brother. The course is good, but something felt off. Yeah, it's like, don't get me wrong, the course is very good. The course is very, very good, but yeah, it's just, I feel like they're just kind of working on the next thing, so it feels like, well, this is kind of irrelevant now. Like, it feels like they've just dropped it, they've moved on. That's the kind of vibe I'm getting from it, you know? But yeah. I am procrastinating? No, I am imparting wisdom. I am inspiring. I am procrastinating. Yeah, this is true. Unironically, I think this is, I think all I need to do is like test it. I think like it should work at this point. So let's go test it out. Let's go have a look. Yeah, it works. It works. Sick. I mean, this needs to be bigger for sure. Or closer. No, just bigger. I feel like this should be like more like this size, right? Let's move the player up a little bit, so we don't have to do that. Yeah, I feel like that's a decent size for a spawner to be. And then what we can do is we can come along, we'll go to the spawner, we'll give it health. And because I've set this whole game up in a component kind of way, I can just add the stat script, and this thing now has health. This is a health bar. We then add a collider 2D, circle collider 2D. Come along, that seems about right. We make it trigger. I can now destroy this that quickly. The perk. He says. Give it some health, and that should work now. Oh yeah, layers, that's right. It needs to be on the enemy layer. Thank you very much. appreciate that. We should also put it on the enemy sorting layer. There we go. Okay, now it should work. Good point. Of course it doesn't. Why? Why? What else needs to go on? Script 1, yeah. Collider is trigger, yeah. Why you no work? Enemy? Oh, enemy tag as well. Maybe it's the tag. I think I based it on tags as well, actually. That makes more sense. There we go. Yeah, there we are. I mean, this will have more health. We'll give this like 10 health, for example. So yeah, you'll be basically on your way to the boss. There'll be a bunch of these spawning enemies, and you'll essentially want to like A, avoid enemies, while B, destroying them so less enemies spawn. There we go. Boom. Happy days. Just what we want. So then what will happen is we'll have a bunch of these spread out around the place, and you'll essentially have to deal with them on your way. And then you'll get to the boss room, and happy days. Happy days. What next? We should also make it so it only spawns when the player's within a certain radius of this. That makes sense. Although, because we don't want shit spawning constantly. Are you going for bullet hell geometry wars vibes? Yeah, kind of. It's going to be kind of a mix, because we're going to have, like, there'll be a bit of a fighting room, and then there'll be a boss. Then you'll go into the next level, there'll be another little fighting room, and there'll be a boss. And the main thing is, the little fighting room will essentially teach you the mechanics that you'll use in the boss fight. Via the enemies. So, for example, this room has enemies that will just run towards you with their little legs, you know. They'll basically charge at you, and if they collide with you, they deal damage. And they've got some shooting ones. So the first boss, let's say for example, or the boss that uses the shooting, or the level that uses the shooting enemies, will be the Space Invaders level. So the boss will have enemies that kind of move around and will shoot down at you. Well, we've already taught the player that enemies will shoot if you're underneath them. So boom, yeah, cool stuff. You just general player onboarding kind of thing. Like, teach the mechanic before you use the mechanic. Good stuff. But yeah, that's the vibe. We should also make this a prefab. Epic. And then we can go, whoop, happy days. A narrative bullet hell is quite unique, similarly to Binding of Isaac with less nuance. Exactly. Especially one where we've got Dynam being the narrator. Like, you know, that's just good stuff. Everyone loves Dynam's voice. It's just gonna sound cool. Yeah, kind of like a bullet hell with a story, and also some like UI and like some context as to why you're doing the thing. It's pretty cool. It'll be a pretty short experience. I reckon this game will end up being like a 5-10 minute play. But you know, except him. Yeah, I don't think he likes the sound of his own voice, does he? I really like Dynam's voice. I think it's a really good, like, it's a really calming, like, therapeutic voice. Like, I think it's pretty nice. I'm a sucker for the Dynam soundtrack. Yeah. That's why I said he should do a podcast. But he doesn't like podcasts. Maybe I'll do a podcast and I'll get him on as guest speaker. How about that? That's how we can get a Dynam podcast going. Hell yeah. Jan, hello. Hello. I can't even think of a bullet hell with voice dialogue. Yeah, exactly. Pretty nice when he's not calling me fat. Yeah, true. That'll be it. Okay, so the timer, essentially, we only want this to happen if the player is in range. So we'll do an if. So even after I got rid of the, we got rid of the player transform, but we still need it. Transform underscore player transform. Get a reference to it. Underscore player transform equals find object of type player. Oh no, what did I call it? Player controller? Player controller dot transform. Right? Transform is find object object, not objects. Object of type player controller transform. Cool. If
It's a Mogo redeemed
here we
TTS
go.
and says you use caps lock instead of shift. Cringe.
I do. My dainty little fingers caps lock it. Do you want to know what's worse, right? Do you want to know something really horrific? Something that is going to make you want to revoke all of the subscriptions that you've currently sent. Ready? The way I play League. I'm going to show you my keyboard. Bring it a bit closer to my face so you can see. I put my middle finger on Q, my index finger on W, my thumb on D, so I'm like this, and I cast spells Q, E, Q, W, E, R, and I move this finger. And then I move this down to A to auto attack. So I auto attack click with A, and I switch between Q and A, and then I use my index finger for W, E, and R, and my thumb for D and F for Flash and like the other summoners. Yeah. I'm scary. I'm unsubbing. I did warn you. I also play FPSs or like any movement like this. It's like can I just like this on WASD. I control like this rather than that. I don't do this. I do this. Carpal tunnel is going to be an issue when I'm older. Also, your camera is mirrored, weirdo. Do you want to know why the camera is mirrored? Because when I'm like looking at my screen, which is like 90% of the time, it looks like I'm looking onto this. Where instead I'd be like this when I'm programming, which just feels a bit weird, you know. I do have another one though. Do I? No. Because this is what it would look like otherwise, right? Transform. Flip horizontal. Yeah. Otherwise, I'd be facing away from you. Like this. Otherwise. Like, I'd be looking at you at the corner of my eye. But it looks like I'm looking away from you all when I'm, like, streaming. That's just weird. So it's better if I'm like facing this way. It looks like I'm actually focusing on the. I'm literally looking at the code rather than like facing a wall. That'd be so strange. I feel, you know. But yeah, I use caps lock. You have an idea. Ooh, what's your idea? What's the idea? While you confirm the idea, I shall do vector2.dist. No, it's not. What is that I'm trying to do? Transform dot distance. What is the distance thing that I need to find the distance between things? Is it or is it vector 3 dot
Jan
distance? Oh,
666
hello.
redeemed TTS and says
Nothing, cause we banned the words. Yes, you can't do that. I'm not gonna allow you to say. I'm not going to allow you to say that word over and over again on screen. No. Pam, Lazy, do you have tea? I mean, I'm right here, baby. I'm right here, Lazy tea. Right now. I don't have tea, though. I do have an empty glass. Because someone made me chug all my Pepsi. So I'll top it up a little bit. But I'm gonna have tea later on. I'm gonna wait a little bit before I have a cup of tea. I'll wait for my missus to get home, and I'll make her one for when she gets in. Shit, I need to make dinner. I don't know what we've got for dinner. I'm gonna have to figure that out. I'll have to check in the freezer. I'll have to defrost some. Oh, I don't think I took any meat out. Oh dear. Oh no. I'll figure something out. It'll be fine. I kind of want to ban you now, Pam. I kind of just want to ban you for that. I just poured a full glass of Pepsi. You're so mean. You you were scouting. You were scouting. Float distance equals vector 2 dot distance. Yeah. I just want to check to basically see if the distance between the underscore player dot transform and the transform and transform dot position. I mean, technically, yeah, this should be dot position. Is greater or is greater than, I don't know, what's like a good, like 10? 10F? There we go. If it's between that, then we can do the spawning bit. I will do the chug in a moment. I hate you, Pam. I hate you. PP time emote requested. Honestly, I might just need to make a little like PP time emote just to be like, whenever the chug comes out, it's just gonna like, everyone can just spam the PP time because I hate you too. Aww. You're my nemesis. Okay, there we go. Oh, you can ban me though. I need to buy one more chug before. How many points do you have now? I can't. It's too fizzy. Ban me. That was horrible. Oh, I hate you, Pam. I hate you. That was nasty. Did you see me enemy suggestion, by the way? No. Let me have a look. You should make a builder enemy that builds spawners. Pam! Pam! Please. Just a little bit more. Just a little bit more. A bit more. Fine. But now, I hope you're happy, Pam. Because of you now, I am only ever going to pour half glasses of Pepsi. So now when people are like, but why do you only pour small drinks? I'm going to look them in the eye. I'm going to say, because of Pam. That's what I'm going to do. He's going to die. Exactly. Let me read Mogo's thing. You should make a builder enemy that spreads spawners that spread the virus if you don't kill them in time. I mean, technically speaking, like, the virus is already spreading, but I will tell you something. I do like the idea. Oh, the aftermath is coming. Of like having a builder enemy that will basically, well, as you say, like build these spawners. That could be pretty cool. Ooh, we've got a TTS. Let's see if it'll
redeemed TTS and says
nothing. Apparently, was that just a waste of 750? I think that was. It just didn't say dot. It didn't say anything. Sad times. If he dies, we'll be stuck with Dynam. True. True. Feels bad. Oh, gamedev Diamond over on the YouTube sign. Hello. I just joined and was greeted by a massive burp. Yeah, Pam made me chug an entire pint of Pepsi. So, I do apologize, but that might just be the thing for a while. The Void. Hello. Welcome, The Void. Keep a glass of water for the next chug and a glass of Pepsi for sipping. That's a big brain move. That is a big brain move. I might actually do that. Yeah, I do apologize, gamedev Diamond. That's got to be a bit of a traumatic experience for you. Bit of a trauma-inducing one. Oh, a little hello from gamedev. to the game dev diamond. Look at that. Mogo is such a gentleman. He says hello to everyone. Just a wholesome being. A wholesome being. Also, you said you're going on holiday soon. Where are you going? Where are you flying off to? I'm interested. And Samvan's back. Hello, Samvan. Did you have a good food? Did you eat? Did you eat well? Do you feel satiated? All right, let's check this out. So this should only spawn enemies when we get close to them. I was here. You were here. That's spawning. Okay, these are both spawning. I feel like 10 might be a bit too big. I kind of want to draw another circle. Oh, we can do that. We will also do this. Transform dot position. Spawn radius. 10. Wait. Is vectors and player distance. Oh, it should be less than 10. That makes more sense. The spawn radius, transform dot position spawn radius, and then also we should have the spawn radius is 3. We need another one, which is kind of like spawn radius, but not really. Public float should spawn radius. And we'll set that equals 10. And we'll set this to equal 3 by default as well. Oh no, we set it to 1, isn't it? 1, 10, F. And then this is that and that. There we go. So now when we come in, we can see, we should be able to see 2 circles. Yep. So when we are within this circle, it will spawn. And when it will spawn here. It'll spawn enemies on this circle when we're within this circle. So awesome. I came back a long time ago. I clipped you 3 times. Oh shit. After the stream ends, I go off, do my little pee time, say hello to the miss, and then I go check any clips. Like, it's always entertaining seeing some of some of the events that happened, some of the things that transpired, you know? How come we can't see the YouTube chat on stream anymore? I'm taking 2 weeks of, I don't know, it should still show. To be fair, YouTube is a bit laggy when it comes to the old bot tricks and the on-stream thing. It's not as quick. It's not nearly as quick. But I'm taking 2 weeks of vacation starting next week. 1 week to chill, and then go to Universal's with the missus. Nice. Fucking love Universal Studios. I've been to the one in LA, and I've been to the one in Florida now as well. Oh, so good. So good. I went to the one in LA because the missus has some family over in America. And yeah, we went to go visit. And it was the first time me and my missus had gone to any kind of like theme park together, and it was just like, oh, it was so fun. It was so fun. I'm indeed going to Universal Studios. Epic stuff. I've been to the one in Singapore. Oh, I'd imagine that'd be pretty cool. That'd be pretty cool. Is this for the actual game jam? What do the triangles do? The red ones. The triangles move towards you. And bump into each other as well. So they kind of stop each other a little bit in that regard. I feel like we should increase their turning speed a little bit, actually. You've kind of made a point that has made me realize, like, we should probably, let's put them there. All the enemy triangles should be able to turn a little bit quicker. Turn speed is bigger number better. or is little number better? I don't know. Let's make this 10, just so we can see if the enemies will turn a bit quicker now. Just change the prefab. Yeah, I mean that's what I'm doing. I go in and then you can just click overrides. Okay, they turn a lot quicker now. That's kind of cool. They're always facing now. Always. I do like the fact they kind of bump into each other. I feel like I need to get rid of some of the bounciness though. I mean that's what, yeah, but you can update the prefab doing that way, but I find it easier if you've already got one on the scene. Just like make the adjustments and then go to overrides and apply all, and it still applies to the prefab, but you don't have to go into that like second screen and then come back out again. It's like just a bit of a faff. It only really applies if you've got one in the scene, but you know, I like that. I'm going to the one in Florida. Probably going to Busch Gardens or SeaWorld as well. The Florida one's so good. So good. Especially because you've got all the, like, Wizarding World side of things. You've got the, like, both aspects. You've got the kind of, like, platform 9 3/4 area. You've got the King's Cross kind of section, which is pretty cool. But then you've also got the kind of the Wizarding World, the castle and all that. You've got both aspects in the Florida bit. So sick. I'm such a Potterhead. Like, I could talk Harry Potter forever. I know. I am like, I general knowledge, Harry Potter, pretty damn good. Pretty damn good at that. Have you ever been to Alton Towers? Yes. It's been a while since I've been to Alton Towers, though. I went with some of my class once. It was sick. Yeah. Like, I've been a couple times. It's probably been about 5 or 6 years since I've been to Alton Towers now, though. It's been a long time. Alton Towers is pretty cool. Alton Towers is pretty cool. Of course. I'm sorry. Sorry, Samban. Yeah, checking the posture. Yeah, good. Whew. Good shit. Great. Dash mechanic. Maybe? I don't know. We're going to have some kind of power-ups. We need to decide which ones will kind of suit best the game. We might add a dash. We'll see. Could happen. Maybe. Lol. Yes. I really like staying home, but the missus forces me to do things. Yeah, but that's one of the perks of having a missus. They force us to do things that we wouldn't want to do, but ultimately will enjoy. Like, because if I had my way, I'd stay home all the time as well. But the thing is, when we go out, I have a really good time, and like she plans all this stuff, and I'm just like, okay. I like never want to do it originally. Like I do, and I will always say yes to everything. But, like, I'm always, like, in my head, like, oh, I kind of want to stay home right now. But then we go out, we do the thing, and I'm just like, okay, this is great fun. I'm really glad you did this. I need to be more intuitive with that. Same, but I never do it on my own. Yeah. Like, I don't know. I think half the reason I do that is I just feel guilty for not working. Like, I'm such a workaholic. Like, I feel guilty if I'm not working on stuff constantly. Like, I feel guilty. Like, deep inside me. It's a problem. But yeah, like, it's great. I love doing stuff with her. I love my missus so much. She's so great. Best thing that's happened to me in a very, very long time. Let's make this 2, 6. Apply overrides. And then we're just going to adjust this a little bit. So it's got a little bit of bounce to it, but it's not like crazy bouncy. Not crazy bouncy. Okay, and now some of them will turn quickly. Some of them will turn like this, guys. He's got some arc to them. Look at that. They're just kind of orbiting me now. It's weird, but you know, it works. I guess it makes it I think this makes it a bit more balanced in the fact that, like, they are ultimately all trying to collide with you, but it provides more of a challenge in of the way that, okay, let's destroy the spawner. Yeah, so now we've got less things spawning. Hell yeah. Like, you actually have to, like, actively think about dodging this way. It's less reliable. You know? It's a bit more inconsistent, which makes it a bit harder. As long as you don't go full Team Cherry, you should allow yourself. Yeah, I really want to play Silk Song so bad. I really want to play Silk Song. Oh, I think when Silk Song comes out, I will stream me playing that game. I'm just going to stream playing the entirety of Salt Song until I've, like, 100%ed it. It makes sense. Like, it's a metroidvania. We can call it market research. But that'll just be entertaining. That'll be so much fun. I really can't wait for that to come out. It's definitely more interesting this way. Yeah, exactly. It's a bit more... It's not just like, oh, things come linearly at you. Exactly. It's just a bit... It's a bit different, you know? Is Diner working on this too? He is. Not right now. He's currently working on his next devlog. He's recorded everything, so he's currently editing the next devlog. So hopefully we'll see that in the next few days. Hell yeah, I'm excited. He's working on the game, just not right now. Yeah. Yeah, the thought of going out and having fun gives me a feeling of wasting time. But my opinion changes as soon as I go out. Same. Like, even, like, making plans with people, like, even, not even with my missus, like, just making plans with friends, I'm always, like, I know that the moment I go out and I actually start doing the thing, I will have a good time, and I will enjoy myself, and I will forget about work, and I'll be present, and I'll be in the moment. But, yeah, it's getting to that point. Like, at the making plan stage, I'm always, like... but I really want to do the work. But then I've kind of like, one of my New Year's resolutions is to kind of like force myself to just get out more, because it's important. Rest is just important as doing the work itself. So yeah, we do that. Make it so you keep shooting when you click the button instead of having to keep clicking it. Yeah, I should do that really, shouldn't I? Can I just update the player controller to be get mouse down, returns time during the frame. There's like a different input, so input dot get mouse. Yeah, so if I just do get mouse button, that should make it so that works, right? So if I hold this should just make the difference. Get mouse button. No doubt. Get mouse down just returns when you've actually clicked the button. Get mouse would return it, would like detect if I'm still holding it. And then, yeah, there we go. I'm now holding it. I can just click individually, but I can hold it now as well. There we go. Hey, we did it. He's growing up so fast. By the way, just realized you're actually making progress in these streams. Wild. I know! Don't get me wrong. We've still got a ways to go. We could definitely still get more progress made on these streams. But we're actually making progress on stream. And the thing is, technically, chat is more active than when I first started. So, like, not only am I actually getting work done while engaging, but more engagement is happening. And I'm getting work done. Crazy stuff. He's making more progress when streaming than I do without streaming. Yeah, honestly. Sam Van redeeming the posture checks. Love that. Fourth wall test. Thank you for following. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. But this is the first posture check. There we go. I'm going to slouch. And the other posture check. There we go. Okay, what, like... There's only so much I can correct my posture at any given time, guys. Like, what do you want me to do? Do you want me to just, like, crack my back? Do you want me to see if I... Or just, like, try, like, get right up close? Let's see if the mic will pick this up. If you don't want to hear body cracking, take off your headphones or mute the stream right now. Let's see if it can detect the sound of me cracking my neck. You ready? I don't know if that actually detected. Let me know if it did. Let's see if I can get my back. Let's see if it will detect my back cracking. I'll turn this way. Let's see. Oh, did it detect that? Did it pick it up? Oh, that feels so much better. Oof, yeah. That was a big boy. That was a big boy. Oh, someone clip this. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, that felt good. That felt good. Let's get the music back on. There we go. Oh, That was good. Sounds like carrots. Yeah, I've just broken my entire, like, vertebrae. Sad times. Yeah. But yeah, you know, if a bunch of hydrates come through, you gotta chug the drink. If a bunch of posture checks come through, you gotta break your back. Just how it is. Just how it is. Move my headphone. I'll move my microphone back over there. There we are. Alrighty. Alrighty. I feel like I should probably leave the stream here. Because it's 5 o'clock. I've got to get a few bits done before the missus finishes work. So, and she finishes work at 5:30. So I give myself a good half an hour just to get some bits done. Organize getting dinner ready, you know? But it has been a very productive stream. Thank you all very much. It's been great. I'm probably not going to stream again until Saturday now. Raid someone. Yeah, we can raid someone. We can raid someone. Who should we raid? That's the question. Who should we raid? Shall we just scroll to the bottom of gamedev on Twitch and just find someone? Someone random. Someone who maybe needs the invade, you know? Game dev and software development. Okay? Let's just scroll to the bottom. Someone who's got like 1 viewer. And let's give them a boost. Okay, so we've got a bunch of people with 2 viewers. Level design. We like level design. That's cool. What are people doing? What are people doing? This guy like making games. That's a pretty cool looking game. Recovering from a fatal mistake. Ooh. Oh dear. Who are we thinking? Is this the bottom? Okay, this is the bottom. Oh, we've got some people with 0 viewers. We could do this. Does anyone have any preferences? Does anyone have any preferences? Mango GUE is in Unity. Where are they? Mango GUE in Unity. Cleaning up code day. Let's have a look. I'll pause the music again. Pause the music.
And stuff just sitting there of enemies.
Okay. Let's say hello, and if they respond, because you need to make sure that they actually check chat, you know, so that they engage with you, you know. We'll say hello.
So then, can I just do like an on trigger stay?
And they're actually talking. I like it when people, even when they're on someone with a face cam to see their reaction. The Game Boy one looks cool. So we'll see if this person checks the chat though at the same time, you know. Facts. Okay, they've not said anything, so they might not be checking chat. Okay, close it. Someone with a face cam. Designing websites, less of a game. Someone doing some music composition here. Building a personal server. Oof. That's beyond my capabilities. Pirate Jam. Oh, someone's doing the Pirate Jam. Shall we go with this guy? They're in Godot, but we like Godot, and they're doing the Pirate Jam. And they've got a webcam. They're matching all the criteria. I don't know what I'm doing. Neither do I. Let's do them. We'll say hello to them. Say hello. See if they say hi back. Oh, and the chat pops up big in the middle of the screen. I think this works. Let's say it. Let's see if they say hello. See if they see. Do they see me? And they're using an ultra wide. Look at that. Look at that. Oh no, not the chat on screen. Exactly. The big old chat on screen. Gamedev Diamond though. Bye everyone. I gotta go now. Nice stream. Only came for the last 40 minutes. Well, no problem at all. Thank you very much for coming, Gamedev Diamond. I'll actually stop the YouTube stream now because I can't raid on YouTube anyway. So anyone on YouTube, thank you very much for coming, and I'll see you very, very soon.